Good afternoon and welcome back to For the Blood is the Life. I'll be your games master this afternoon. I'm Brian F. Irving from Gethsemane Games, and we'll be running Fantasy Age by Green Ronin Games, our friends over at Green Ronin. The campaign is actually set in the world of Greyhawk, originally by TSR, just to get as many companies in there as possible. And with us today, we are a member down, as Nell's not well, so her character will be played by the other players during the course of the game. So with us today, we have Sean McGuile as Alderan Toleran, the Elven Ranger, Glyn Heavyside as Curge Razorclaw, the Bearman Beastfolk Druid, and Louise Mary Morris as Mog of the Bright Eyed Clan, the Orc Artist and Rogue. Not with us today is Nell Impetate, who plays Tamara Greyhawk, the Human Warrior, and as I say, she'll be played by the other players during the course of the game. Just to catch you up on where we were at, folks. You encountered a slaughtered goat out on the wilds as you were coming home from your Ediston Point raid back to Fannon's trading post on the frontier, and quickly discovered that it had been drained of blood. Speaking to the gnome goat herder Huel and his dog Rufus T. Davis, you discover that the area has been the haunt of at least one vampire, possibly more. You now know that it is more, because following Huel's instructions, you found the sinkhole which leads down to a cave system beneath the ground, which, oddly enough, is where you often find cave systems rather than up in the sky. And you abseiled down to investigate and deal with the vampire infestation. You were immediately attacked by undead in the water-sodden cave you arrived in, and have now made your way up into drier sections of the cave, where you encountered further resistance by animated skeletons and by a single bat-like vampiric creature, which unfortunately for you escaped, and you are currently chasing it, or you had currently been chasing it deeper into the caves when you stumbled across a large set of wooden double doors. Where we left you, you were peering through those doors cautiously, and inside you saw not only the vampire you'd been chasing, but another more powerful vampire, its master, along with a strange wooden bowl, some kind of font that seems not only to be filled with blood, but seems to have a whirling, churning, misty fog of blood particles above it as well. And the vampire you chased appeared to be replenishing its strength by drinking from that. And you were just in the process of preparing for the battle with the two vampires. And I completely forgot to run the intro music to that, but never mind. I'll take you straight over to this map, which should resolve on your screens fairly quickly this time, as the screen has seen, as the system has seen this map a few times. It's actually still a touch muggy on mine, but it will slowly resolve. So, you're gathered outside this wooden door, preparing to deal with the vampires within. What would you like to do?
Well, as we discussed, yes, as we discussed in the intervening week, are we happy to go ahead with slamming this door shut, me regrowing it, doing the same to the other one, and then collapsing this cave system?
I don't have a better plan.
Right. Okay, we need an inventory of how many grenades we've got from when we were with Iscariot.
Yep, okay. Well, he let you have 3. He let you keep 3 of
Right.
his grenades when he left you, as a thank you for the assistance you'd given him in gathering the various herbs he needed. I don't know how many others you might have.
I don't have any. I have a lot of hammers, though.
We have been planning for vampires like pretty much since day one, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Hence the hammers.
Yes.
At least, the A team was planning for vampires.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Mog's actually from the other team of adventurers, and they've been planning for vampires longer than this team has been assembled. Currently, Mog, of course, is on, I suppose you could say, secondment with your
Yes.
group from the Company of Light.
The fungus to the south.
Yes.
Would I recognise if any of those are flammable?
You might very well let me have a. That will be some form of perception roll, I would imagine. With
Natural law, possibly.
yeah, natural law. If you have it, so that's actually intelligence, natural law.
One that I don't currently have as a druid.
Okay. Well, you can try with just intelligence then. Okay. Oh, that's a very good pass. No, it definitely won't be flammable because the problem with that kind of fungus is it's actually quite damp, quite moist.
Right,
If you were to stand on it, it would actually squelch and you would create
right.
a sort of sodden footprint, not sodding footprint.
Something
You'd
footprint.
you create a sodden footprint in a bloody moss. A sodden footprint. Also, you do have a lot of guano around, which, if you had the time and equipment, would be great for making some more gunpowder, but you don't. Now, there's a point. Mog will have some gunpowder on her for our pistols.
Yeah.
Mhm.
However, it's still very unlikely. It's looking very unlikely that you've got anywhere near enough to collapse this fairly stable cave system.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I'll also, with my stunts, if I may, I'll take the upper hand.
You may indeed take the upper hand. Now, I might have to just refresh my memory on that particular stunt. Give me a second to
It's
find my
plus
crutch.
three to initiative.
All right, +3 to initiative. That would be very useful for what may be about to happen, since your plan to just blow the place up and run away, which incidentally is my plan in every Call of Cthulhu game where I've ever been a player.
Very good.
And it's stood me in very good stead ever since I developed it.
Well, that was the plan we used in that last game. John ran.
It was actually, yes.
Only I don't think you survived.
I didn't. No, I was pretty much at ground
you were
zero.
plunger man left
Yeah.
with the dead switch.
I was
effectively.
indeed. I was already fatally wounded by then, though, so it made kind of sense. Okay, so fairly certain now that your initial plan to blow the place up isn't going to work. What would you like to do instead?
Well, points 1 and 3 of our plan are still effective. Point 2, unfortunately, isn't. So we're not going to have as much time as we thought we might. We still don't want to be fighting them on their terms, on their turf.
Right.
So we want to get this place blocked off so that there's a speed bump to give us enough time to get back to the sinkhole, so we're fighting under daylight.
You want to draw them out to daylight.
Yeah.
Okay. This tells me that you were listening in the first installment.
How could you accuse us of such things?
I reviewed the first installment and refreshed my memory as to all the things that Kurge happened to know.
Right.
Almost impossible to kill if not under daylight. That a lot of their powers are cancelled under daylight.
Not
They
all
are-
of them, but some of them. Yeah. So,
Well,
some
not
of the more worrying ones are certainly cancelled under daylight.
Yes.
Their regeneration and so on.
Yeah. Okay, so Aldrin, if you'd like to do the honours and slam that door shut and hold it shut while I cast on it.
Okay, what I'm going to do now then is roll for initiative, because the minute that door slams, the vampires are going to know. Actually, I'm just going to move this one back a bit to the. He was warned you were coming, so he started to move, but I think I moved him a bit far there. So what we'll do now is I will pop up the
turn order.
Turn order. I will blank it. Am I blanking it off? Yes, I am blanking it off because that's from the previous
Previous fight.
fight. So, remove all turns and turn orders. Clear that. And okay. So, if you'd like to go ahead and roll initiative for me, please remember to keep your characters in the crosshairs of your cursor when you roll it, and it'll put it straight in there for us. There we go, some good rolls there. So,
That was a good roll.
I've just realised I dropped my initiative down for being in crocodile form.
right, yes, so you can
So,
re-roll it and it'll just put the new number in on top of the old one. That's not a problem.
so by standard,
Don't
I'm
forget
dex-
to add the +3 as well.
Yeah.
For
Now,
the effect that
I'm
you've
dex
just
2.
had.
Yeah, I'm dex 2 with the initiative focus, which should be 2 plus 2 for 4.
Yeah.
Then plus an additional 3. So I should be at an adjustment of 5.
That's right, yes.
With initiative of plus 7. So that's where I should be. Is that right?
That's
21.
right, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got when you rolled. Which one did you roll? Oh, right. So so you rolled 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you add 7 to it. Is the +2 for the initiative, plus
So
2 for your dexterity.
Didn't actually go up as much as you might have liked there, but it
No.
has gone up a little bit. And
Right,
you're just going to have to, yeah. Okay, I just need to roll initiative for this monster. And that should be every. Is somebody rolled for Tamara? Glenn, would you like
Oh.
to roll for Tamara? You've got control of her thing anyway, I think.
No, I don't have access to Tamara.
Hold on, I can do it.
You can do it, right? Go for it. How old? Should probably take a look at Tamara's character sheet and see why she hasn't.
Yeah, if there's something odd going on there, but that's just her initiative doesn't seem to be. Don't think I can't click on her character though, but I can do her character sheet.
Right. Okay.
Same.
Okay. So it's not the character sheet that you need control of. It's the token. So let's bring up the token. Let's put. Oh, I've brought up Alder in there instead of Tamara. Where's Tamara gone? Is that Tamara up there? Yes, I tentatively believe that is. So I've given all players control of Tamara's character sheet. So, right, Glenn, go ahead and roll Tamara's initiative for me.
Right, now, for some reason, her initiative adjustment isn't correct. Hang on.
Let's have a look.
She's on dex 0, but has the initiative focus, so the adjustment should be 2.
Yeah, it is. Should be at least. So let's. Yeah,
it is now.
You've sorted that out. Right, go ahead and click it.
There we go.
Okay. And we will order these descending. So, first person. I'm assuming nobody on your side's doing anything until Alderan slams the door.
That's correct.
Okay, so 18's the first person up. Bad luck then, because obviously they know you're coming. And the first person up is going to be Night Fang himself. So let's just have a look at Night Fang's movement. And speed 15, he's going to be through that door before you can close it, unless Alderan can hold it shut. Would anybody like me to increase the darkness on the grid? Is anybody having trouble seeing it?
Yeah, grid's okay.
Fine.
Okay, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm having a little
Do
bit
a
of
little
trouble
bit
seeing
more
it.
grid.
Yeah. I'm finding it's a bit pale. I can't quite see it, so I'll just
But
darken
it is in the room where the vampires are.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, which is probably why I noticed it, because that's where I'm at. So 15
That's better.
movement. Oops, a daisy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, he's going to burst through that door unless Alderin can hold it shut. Now, Mog has an initiative of 18, so realising that this vampire is coming racing across the floor, she realises this because Alderin goes, shit, and tries holding the door. Mog, because your initiative is 18, I will allow you to add your strength might to Sean's
Yep.
strength might, or to Aldrin's strength might. Sean, go ahead and make a roll with whatever bonus Louise tells you she's given you.
My strength's 2.
And do you have
Hang on.
might as a focus?
Don't, but I am upside down and holding it from the top. Does that help?
Not a great deal, no.
Bear with me.
Oh, we're
Right,
evening out the pressure.
right, because I'm going to be doing this as a dice roll.
Yep.
Then,
Okay,
because obviously, for some reason, it accidentally clicked
that's okay.
something there. Right, so it's 3d6 plus our strengths, effectively,
Yes, that's right.
which is 20 in total.
You've got
Which is a good
20
roll.
in total. That is a good roll. So let's see if Nightfang can burst through it. He's superhumanly strong, but a roll of 20 is actually pretty
that with stunts as
superhuman in
well?
itself. It is
Well,
actually
yeah.
with 6 points of stunts
Stunts,
as well.
stunts.
Ooh. So how would you like to use those stunts? There's not really
Knock him
anything.
prone and skirmish him back. No.
Um,
Does it count as combat?
it doesn't really count as combat, no. I suppose technically it is. He's trying to force his way through, and you're trying to stop him.
Would it be? I don't know. I mean,
Lethal blow with the door.
You
Is
can
doing
hit
a
him. You can hit
horrible-
him with the door, yes,
hmm,
and therefore you
dash.
could technically knock him prone and knock him back, yes.
The door's made of wood, it could stake him.
He walked straight into the door space.
Yeah.
Is that possible? I don't know. I mean, is it the case that as he rushes the door,
Uh-huh.
the door did open inwards, didn't it?
It did open inwards, yes.
Yeah.
So if it was a pull towards us and then smack him with it,
Yes.
is that possible?
Difficult, but possible. And because you've created the maximum number of stunts, then yes, that's possible. As is kind of jamming him in the door for him would also be possible as well.
Like
Oh,
when you
jump him in
speak-
the door for him, and
So-
then I'll regrow it.
Is it possible to
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
The thing that I want to know is if he was actually able to get an arm through as it's pulled shut.
Yes.
Is it possible to maim him?
Yes, it would cost you all 6 stunts, but it would be possible to maim him by severing his hand as you bring the door closed. Of course, this does all kind of partially rely on his roll as well, so because it requires you to have actually succeeded, and since this is an opposed strength roll, I should really roll his first, because if he gets 21, then he's actually won and you haven't. And he didn't, so yes, you've jammed the door shut. Far stronger than he expected. He's reached through the door as he's attempted to grab you, and you've slammed the door with such force that he howls in pain as you sever his arm. Go ahead and do d6 plus your strength damage.
Is that the total strength? Or
Combined strength,
The
yeah.
combined strength, yes.
Ooh.
just the d6? Okay.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Maximum damage. Okay, it's not his day at all, is it really?
Dice roller is making up for the bad initiatives of yesterday.
It is indeed. So his arm is now flopping about on the floor on your side of the door as you've brought it home with such incredible strength that you've severed his arm. We'll say hand around about the wrist. So I'm just going to put a little paw mark on there to disclose that he's lacking one of them. Oops, I've killed him. It was bad. It wasn't that bad.
Well, that's handy.
Sorry, what was that, Louise?
I said, accept these peats.
Yeah, yes, quite. Okay, so he's actually
High five.
slightly there. So next up we have this Thrall, which is going to come down and try and smash its way through the door now that you've tried to block it. So it will also get an attempt, and it will get to add Night Fang's strength as well. So let's just have a quick look. Thrall Vampire. So I need to add 5 to whatever we're about to roll.
I'd assume
15.
I'd
You two are both holding the door firmly. These vampires are belting against the door. You can hear as they're trying to smash their way through. And
Never gonna
Alderan
give you up.
and yeah, Alderan and Morg are holding the door. You can see their muscles straining, and you can see the door dunk, dunk. It's sort of pulsing every time they hit it. There's dust coming off on all sides as they're pounding the door quite badly. You can actually hear the wood splintering under the force of the blow, but you're holding it. That's the main thing. So, Mog to go, I'm going to say, because you were stood there anyway, holding the door is a minor action. Is there anything else you would like to do? Bearing in mind, many actions might actually involve you letting go of the door.
Yeah, I don't think I want to open the door. Can I use my healing kit on myself without opening the door? Can I do this one-handed?
You
Like
can't.
I can tear bandage with my teeth.
you
Tusks.
you can tear bandages with your tusks, but unfortunately, actually dressing your wounds is probably out of the question with one hand while dangling from the ceiling by your feet.
Good point. I'm just going to hold the door then, and you can probably all hear me muttering under my breath. Where's that bloody priest when you need her?
Okay, Alderan, do you have anything you would like to attempt, or is it just concentrating on holding this door?
Well, I presume holding the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just hold it closed at this point.
Right, you are. So you can see both Alderan and Mog have got gritted teeth now. The strength that's required between them to hold the door against these two vampires is really starting to take its toll. You can see sweat running down their heads. You can see their muscles tensing up. But they are holding it, nonetheless. Courage, you to go.
regrowth on the door.
Go ahead and make a casting roll for me, please, and take the energy off. So your target number was 10, and you've scored 14. That's a pass, and you've done it with 3 points of stunts as well. So tell me how you would like this to go down.
So we're just taking the 3 points of magic off there. Right. Now, okay. I've not seen how stunts might interact with this before.
Uh-huh.
But just taking a look at the duration of the spell. I think it just lasts, doesn't it? It lasts until it's broken down. It isn't like it recedes or anything.
No, that's right, it doesn't.
Right. Okay. So a lasting spell didn't have any effect.
Not really, because the when you regrow wood, it becomes living wood again. However, they are smashing it down, so eventually they'll get through it. But
Yes. Would you allow for me to regrow the door in such a way that shards of wood start poking into them on the other side?
to
So
create sharpened branches, for example.
indeed, so yes, which would count as a mighty spell.
Yes, I will, and you can roll damage just from the mighty spell section. You know, whatever the additional damage for mighty spell is, I will allow you to do that as damage.
Thank you. That would be a d6.
D6, right you are. You can go ahead and roll 2d6, one for each of the two vampires.
Right. And they come up independently, don't they?
Yeah, just roll 1d6 twice then, yeah.
Okay.
So starting with the Thrall, you've done 5 points of damage to the Thrall. I just need to check its armour. That's pretty serious because he's still quite badly beaten up from his initial fight that he had to flee. I mean, he's recovered some of the energy from the blood, but when he realised that people were holding the door shut against his master, he was drawn over to help break through it. So Nightfang himself has an armor of 5. He did 6 points of damage, so a point gets through his as well. Okay, and I've just realised I've adjusted something on the wrong place. So that's minus
It's
1.
very Game of Thrones, this, isn't it?
Well, no,
Hold the door.
Hold
Too
on,
soon.
Okay, it's Tamara to go next. What would she like to
for
do?
my minor action,
Oh yes, for your minor action, go ahead.
I'm going. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to get up against the other door,
Right.
ready to do the same to that.
Okay, so you start heading over towards the other door after casting a spell on this, which I should have described and
Yeah.
didn't. So the door itself, where the wood is cracking, you see green shoots start to form. The wood changes colour as life spreads through it, and you start to see shoots and branches coming off. You hear terrible monstrous screams from the other side as some of the branches pierce into the vampires, missing the hearts, but still doing enough to both frighten and surprise them and to do some damage as well. So you can hear from the far side of the door as the door
Good note, Dave.
as the door sort of weaves itself together. The branches interlock across the doors, essentially barring it shut. So they can't just force it over and open now. They would have to literally smash it down instead. Okay.
Am I going the right way to the other door?
Sorry?
Am I going the right way to the other door?
You
Yes.
are. I take it you can't see very far because it's dark in
I
here.
can't see
Yes.
very far, no.
Yes, so you're heading through the darkened cave. Can you take one off your movement because you're having to move a bit more carefully because the ground's not
All right.
quite as smooth as the map would imply. We tried a more textured floor, but it just made it look confusing.
I now have the issue that I can't see what Tamara can see.
That's correct. Yes, because
That's okay. I can see what she can see.
Fine.
okay. So we will pass control of tomorrow over to somebody that's standing over there then. By right. So next creature up.
Well, she hasn't had her go.
Is tomorrow
She
come
was
up yet?
next to the turn order.
Yes, she
Um,
was
I-
next. Okay, yeah, yeah.
I would be asking her to come with me to hold the other door in case there's something at the back of that while I regrow that one.
Okay.
That seems a reasonable request.
It does. So you've got 2 people on each door. Yeah, okay.
Um,
Tamara can head over your way instead then.
Just to throw it out there,
Mhm.
I seem to recall that the door had like gaps between the panels.
Um, very shallow, narrow ones. Yes.
Well, are they wide enough to take a blade?
Not a sword blade necessarily, but if you've got a stiletto on you, that would do it. Stiletto dagger, I mean, not shoe, obviously.
I'm just thinking, could somebody reasonably stab through that and cause them damage on the other side?
It's conceivably possible, yes.
Right.
It would provide some cover, though, so it would make their chance of hitting lower.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Tamara done, is it?
Yeah, she'd be behind Kurge at that point. She's got
Okay.
enough movement to get to there -1.
Brilliant. Okay,
That's just movement. So tell you what, hold action on Tamara.
right. Yes.
In the event that anything else springs out, then she can respond.
Okay,
Right.
that seems sensible. Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
What is
4, 5,
that?
6, 7, 8. What is what?
The thing next on the turn order.
Oh, you don't know.
Where is that? I can't even see.
You don't know that either.
No.
But it might be the sort of reason that Kurge is desperate to go and bar the other door, mightn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then, so next up we have Nightfang, who's just a little bit upset with you. Truth to tell, I just need to...
So I take it the hand kind of disappears in a puff of smoke or whatever.
The hand's still flopping about on the ground at the moment.
Restrain that hand.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody need a hand?
I'm just going to need to read the destructions on this first. So, doesn't need to do that, doesn't need to do that. This is the one it's looking at. If you are at full health, right, he's not. It's probably not worth him doing that at this point, though. So what he's going to do instead is try and smash down this door. Now, the door's been entirely regrown, so I'm going to make that a formidable task to do. That sets his target number quite high. He needs a strength might roll. Doesn't have might, so it's just a straight strength roll. And he has... Right, he's punched straight through the door.
With his good hand.
With his good hand. He grabs part of it and rips it off. There's a hole now about the size of his face. He sticks his face right through it like he's an extra in The Shining. And you can see...
Well, that's not a good idea.
you can see he's attempting to... you can see he's attempting to bite somebody that's holding the door. So, which one of you is it going to be is the only question. Well, one of you is hanging from the ceiling, so it's probably not you. So it's going to have to be Alderin. And I did say attacking through the door was going to give you cover. So increase your defense by 2, and let's see if Nightfang manages to bite you. Didn't hear that roll. Did it roll? It did roll. Yeah. 13, is that a hit with the +2 to your defense?
That wouldn't hit me anyway.
Wouldn't hit you normally, right. I'm going to go ahead and call that a northern.
Yeah. But we can't see him rolling in that particular case. He's not visible to us.
Oh, is he still on? Right, next time he comes up, I'll take him off. What's his name? Sorry if I'm sounding very, very slightly distracted. It's just I've had a message asking what time the cat's veterinary appointment is urgently, because Murray's trying to arrange getting her there. So I'm kind of doing 2 things at once, so I do apologise. Right, okay. So he has missed you. It is the Thrall next who's going to try and do exactly the same thing, smash the door down. The door's already splintering, so I'm going to reduce its target number a little bit, and that means he's further splintered the door. So he's smashing at the door, there's holes appearing in it as it gets ripped open. He's going to attempt to reach through and claw. Well, he's closer to Mog, so he's going to try and claw her arm where she's holding the door shut. So he's having to reach up a little bit. So that's an unarmed attack. Mog's defense has also increased by 2, so that gives him a roll of 20. Would that hit Mog with a +2 bonus to her defense?
Yeah, that's still a hit.
It would. It's still a hit. That's 10 points of damage then. Mog, it's you to go, and whilst you're doing that, I'll just answer my wife about when the cat is due to the vet. So if you just let us know.
Yep. Is he still sticking his hand through the door or anything, or preferably a head?
Somebody stuck a head through the door.
Yeah, the master vampire, but that's a bit low for you to hit. The
Okay.
Thrall, yes, you could hit the Thrall, but again, he gets the +2 defense that you got as well.
I'm gonna take a swing at his arm anyway.
Okay, you can have a swing at his arm in the hopes that you can take his arm clean off. What's going on here?
Oh dear.
Sorry, something's gone completely wrong at this end, and I'm now getting things popping up on the wrong screen, which was a touch confusing. So, yeah, I had something popped up on both screens instead of just one, so hopefully that didn't appear in the recording. I'll find out later. Anyway, you scored a 16 to hit.
Yep.
And it is, that's the Thrall, one of the Thralls that you've attacked. His defense is 16, so that's actually a hit, and you scored 6 points of stunts.
Right, give me just a sec. Where's my son's table gone? There it is. I'm gonna take a seize the initiative. not CC initiative, lethal blow.
Lethal blow, right you are.
Yep.
Doing some extra damage to...
Oh yes. I've kind of got it in for this guy because I'm a bit gutted that I let him go, but I had to heal last week.
Right, that's right, you did.
He would have got me.
Yes, yeah. You were both in the position that the next blow would have there was a strong chance the next blow would have killed either of you, whichever one got hit first. So that's 14 points of damage. So that's 10 gets through his protection. So
Well, that's a good hit, actually.
yeah, that is quite a good hit. It hisses in pain as it brings its arm back through the door with this massive axe wound down the length of it. So you brought the axe down onto his lower arm, sort of parallel with the arm, so that you've split from elbow right down to hand. He's howling in pain. It's quite an ugly wound as well.
Was that with the additional 2d6 for lethal blow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it is Alderan to go next.
And I've got a vampire head in front of me.
You do, yes.
Right. Does it? If I'm attacking his face, as it were.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Does it suffer any penalty?
Not a mechanical penalty that you can benefit from yet, but if you were to do a fatal amount of damage, you could have taken the head off, and that would be a permanent kill rather than a temporary one. It's unlikely that you're able to do that much damage in one blow, but I wouldn't put it past you.
Well, you see, the thing is that I can't use pinpoint attack because it's got a higher dex than me, I presume.
Well, this is the master, so let's have a look. Its dexterity is 5, so yes.
Yeah, so I can't use that. I don't need to hold the door anymore, do I?
Well, they haven't quite managed to get through it yet, but they're reaching through, and another couple of blows like that one will send it flying.
But
So
the actual root system.
yeah, you definitely
hold
don't,
it in
because
place.
it's regrown it shut. So yeah, you don't need to.
Well, I'm going to step back and shoot him in the face then.
Okay, you step back and take a shot with your bow to his head. Well, it will be to his head. So he's still got +2 cover for being on the far side of a door. So his defense goes up by 2. So you just need to roll your attack, and I'll see if it hits him.
That ain't going to hit him.
His defense is 15, so it goes up to 17. So no. Thunk! And your arrow hits the door. Twang. Okay, so it would be Courage to go next.
How much of this am I aware of?
Yeah, it's unlikely you would be aware of anything going on behind you other than shouts, screams, clangs, clatters, exactly the sort of noise that you're used to the rest of the party making.
In which case,
Because
then
you're focused on heading for this other door that you had the vision of.
Yep, I just stay on task.
Mhm.
Now, my speed is 12, so you said reduce that by 1, yeah?
1 in the darkness, yes.
Right. I'm getting up to the... If I take... Ooh. Right. Do I know if this stuff is safe to pass through?
The mushrooms make a intelligence natural law roll.
Are they the same mushrooms as I saw before?
Sorry?
Are they the same mushrooms that I rolled for before?
No, you were looking at moss before.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you know these are safe to pass through. You wouldn't like to eat them.
Right.
They wouldn't kill you, but they'd make you sick. That have a purgative effect if eaten, but
Right.
standing on them and releasing spores is not going to be a problem.
They're not going to start screaming or swearing at me.
No, these ones are not going to start screaming, swearing, shrieking, or attempting to kill you.
Fantastic. I'm going to call these rare fungus.
Okay,
Right.
so you make it to the door, which is still a double door, but it's considerably smaller than the one at the other side of the room. To the point of
Mhm.
the fact you think you didn't need to make this a double, you could have made this a single, quite the thing. And as you are criticising their architectural prowess, you attempt to get off another regrowth spell, and once again you see just shoots of green appear out of the door as little buds emerge and branches start interlocking, and the whole door is kind of regrown into a living piece of wood, interlocking the two doors, two sides of the door, so that it couldn't easily be opened. Tamara to go next.
Um, I think again, hold action. She doesn't need to come this far forward.
Mhm.
Uh, we know for a fact that we've got two enemies on the other side.
Mhm.
We don't know what we've got on this side. Um, no, I think we're best off grouping back up again and falling back into daylight as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay, so you can move Tamara as she's moving, and it would be this thing next. This thing that Louise was worried about on the order. So it'll come hammering over here and start smashing down the door, or attempt to smash down the door. So that's another Thrall Vampire, and it has
A nice manicure.
a nice manicure, yes. Ah, right. Some bad news, folks. It hits the door with such massive force that the door bursts inwards, outwards rather, out from them in towards you, and smashes to the ground amongst clouds of shards of broken wood and dust and all sorts. So that's the
Good job I
door.
wasn't standing there.
It is a good job you weren't standing there, because if you had been, I was going to make you take damage from the door falling on you. However,
However,
yeah, you're
yeah,
still up at the roof, though, aren't you?
yeah, I am.
I'll make an attack, but I'll give you another +2 again, same as I did last
Okay.
time. And it'll be. I'll treat it as an unarmed attack by the vampire. See if the top of the door hits you in the jaw as it goes past. And 15, I don't imagine that's enough with your +2.
Uh, no, that's just a hit.
That's just a hit. Okay, the
Yeah.
top of the door whacks Mog under the jaw as it falls down. She takes 6
Ow.
points of damage. It's my turn to roll the maximum. Thunk. And Nightfang, this monstrous. I'll just move the other one out. This monstrous vampire thing here.
They're all stuck in the doorway, all three of them.
They
like,
are
trying to get out.
all in the doorway. Yeah. So let's see what Nightfang's going to do to you. He's still a little bit upset about the whole losing an arm and the fact you've attacked him again since then. He's feeling victimised a little bit.
Well, he started it.
He did start it, to be fair, yes. So he's going to attempt a steal life spell on Mog. And that's a successful cast. However, you will get a
I've seen
saving
his
throw.
rolls.
Sorry?
You've got his rolls on Whisper.
I've still got them on Whisper. Okay.
Yeah.
That's them taken off. So he rolled 17 with a target of 15. Let's just take a look at his power. Sorry, not powers. It would be his magic. So I can tell you exactly how much of your life he's just drunk. Steal life. If you're he's not on full health. You can replenish your life by stealing it from others. Steal life spell has two possible effects as follows. If you've lost health, which he has, then steal life allows you to regain it by taking it from the target you touch. So that's on a 1-to-1 basis. For each point of health you regain, the target loses one. When the target is reduced to 0. Okay, it doesn't really tell me how to calculate the damage for that though. So just bear with me a second whilst I look it up in the spell book. Where did that go?
It's on page 46, 47.
No, I meant
Companion.
I popped up the spell book and it just didn't appear anywhere. It's not on any of my screens. That entire thing has just not shown up. That's really quite odd. So, right, got it, found it. Okay, so it's on companion page. What did you say?
47 is the actual description.
47.
Damn, that costs a lot of points.
It does indeed, but he's got a lot of points, so he doesn't mind too much. So he's spent 12 magical points and
Basically, that description looks like you can either suck the full amount of damage that you've taken out of the target for the casting
it does
if
appear
they
to
fail
be.
to save.
Yep. So Louise, you're going to need a save of your Constitution, Stamina,
Yep.
against his spell power. Now his spell power is 17. So I would recommend not failing this, or you're going to lose. Oh dear. Okay, so let's have a look. Character. I need to take his magic points down by 12. 2. Okay. And he is going to drink 11 points of damage you take, and he regains.
Oh, yikes.
So, as he stands back and casts his spell, he spreads his arms wide. He notices one of them doesn't have a hand on the end of it. He growls at you a little bit. He's a touch upset about that. He casts some kind of spell in a guttural language that actually you don't recognise. And then this magic energy hits you, and you can see blood just coming out of Mog's eyes, nose, ears, mouth. Just droplets of it merging across the air gap between you and Nightfang as he just sucks it out of the air, and you can see colour returning to him. You can see the stump of his hand starting to regrow, and you feel anemic. You feel unwell. You feel as if somebody is drinking your life essence because, well, they are. So that's Nightfang. Now his ally that you've almost killed is going to back off because another hit on him and he's dead. So he's going to take a drink from the font instead. That's going to be his action for the day, and the round.
Oh, please.
And he regains a little bit of health from drinking blood from the font. Mog, you to go.
I need a fall back. Hang on, let me work this out. I am going to fall back to up here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my healing kit.
Okay, very wise. You
I
scuttle
never
across
remember
the
how to
ceiling.
do this.
Okay, it's an intelligence roll. You can add healing or surgery if you have either, and you
Okay.
need to beat 11. Which you did, so I'll just pop this up for you so that you can see that's the healing action. So you've succeeded. You get back a number of health equal to the stunt dice plus your intelligence. So your stunt dice for that roll was 3, so you get 3 plus your intelligence back.
6 in total.
I'm glad I'm an artist.
Yeah, okay, so you're in quite a bad way after your encounter with this master vampire, who's much happier now that he's half killed you. And it is Alderon to go next.
I'm going to have to shoot, aren't I?
Probably, yeah.
Shoot at the target.
Okay. really do need to correct that because that's not at all what it's supposed to say.
16.
16 is a hit.
Right. Oh, lost my character sheet there. Oh, there it is. No, it's gone again. It's hovering over windows and things. Damage for the shot will be 13.
Damage for the shot is 13, so let's just pop Nightfang up. Again, double check his armor is 5. That's 8 has gone straight through. So it's 8 points of damage to Nightfang. Don't worry, you can get that back off Mog in a minute.
Then I'm going
And
to move to
you're
there.
going to move as well. Okay, Courage, you to go.
Right, having completed my mission,
Yep.
I'm going to head back in the opposite direction, ready to fall back to the sinkhole.
Right, you are. Go move
Well,
yourself
actually-
then.
I know nothing about what else it might be going on.
You can hear a lot of distressed screaming from your orc friend, and you can also probably hear Alderan will be, I would imagine, yelling warnings about what's going on as well.
I would be saying, shouting, run to the sinkhole now,
Yeah.
sort of thing,
Right, okay.
as I'm falling back.
Yeah.
Then, see, 12 magic left. Okay,
Do you still have that full mage font?
I've already used it.
Okay.
These magic points I'm about to use. If I was able,
Yep.
to give him a -2 penalty to defense, speed, and attack.
Mhm.
That's if I can get this particular kind of attack off with this particular kind of creature I can turn into.
Yeah.
Sean, would it be worth it?
Yeah, it might slow him down, lower his ability to do things.
It also limits him to either a minor or a major action, and
Ooh.
then I can further press that advantage, providing he doesn't use strength bite to get out.
Mhm.
Considering that he's knocked down the door, it looks like he's pretty capable of that.
It's
Well, he's
pretty
got a
strong.
+6 effectively to strength.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. No, I don't think that's a good idea then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with what I know for a fact works. It's going to increase my speed. It's going to increase my health. It's going to make me a viable combatant in this situation. I'll be able to get to the sinkhole faster. I'm turning into a bison.
Yay!
Bully for you.
Hopefully.
Okay, make your roll to turn back into one of your favourite forms. You even referenced doing that last week and confused Hugh completely. So he thought you meant a washing basin.
Yes.
Right, okay, so 20, that's a pass. So as you cast the spell, you can feel your muscles rippling and changing, and your flesh begins to stretch and expand. There's quite intense pain in the head as the head expands, and then you're a bison. Go ahead and flip your token over to your bison form. And move yourself as well. That was a major action. You've still got a minor action left.
Yep. Let's see. I managed to cast that on a 20. Obviously, there's no stunts in there. Would you allow me to pick up Tamara as I go past?
I will allow Tamara to use her minor action to leap on your back as you go past, even though technically there is a initiative gap. I will still allow that, yes.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, so
You want to be heading for the sinkhole, not going straight.
yeah.
Oh, right. Now that should only have been a 12 as well, not
Right.
13.
Okay.
So from where I was, what do I just want to be this way, Sean? Because I can't see.
You want to be to the north by 2 squares.
About there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Lovely,
Okay.
thank you.
So, Kurge is gone. It is Tamara to go. What would she like to do other than she's used one action, I'll call it a minor, to swing up onto Kurger's back in his bison form?
Has she got sticks?
Yes,
Has she got
everybody's
that?
got 3 sticks.
Yeah, we all have 3.
Yeah.
Lash sticks onto my horns.
Oh, yes!
Okay, she starts a bit of home crafting with her stakes and your horns. Lashing the stakes as best she can to them. It is now the turn of the vampire thrall, who can see perfectly well in the darkness. So it's a little startled to see somebody turning into a bison. Now, what's it going to do? It's going to try and stop you getting to the sunlight because it knows that's your plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Right. It's going to zip through. To do this, it has to take off into the air. You see its arms stretch out and these bat-like wings come out of its arms. It flaps above your head and screeches past you and tries to block the corridor to the north, and then runs out of action, so it doesn't get an attack because it took its minor action to change to flight mode. So it is Nightfang himself to go next, and he's feeling a lot better having drained Mog. You can see the bison with the warrior riding around behind. I'm just trying to decide whether he would go after the person he thinks he's almost killed or one of the other threats. I think he's going to go after Mog in the hopes he can finish one opponent off and reduce the enemy's fighting strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, so he comes racing across the thing, claws out of his hands. His lips peel backwards and he's gnashing fangs. He looks absolutely feral. There's no sort of Bela Lugosi-esque-ness to this vampire at all. He looks completely feral. He's bare-chested. His skin's kind of grey and slightly warped. He's reaching out for Mog, who's on the roof, so he's jumping upwards. Luckily for him, he can. However, I am just going to make
Just a little point of clarity there. You said his claws were coming out of what?
his hands. Hand. His hand. One hand. Okay, so he's jumped up in order to attempt to catch you, so it's an unarmed attack. And 21 with 6 points of stunts.
Jesus.
This is bad news for Mog, because I think he's just ripped you off the ceiling for a start. Let's have a look at what his preferred stunts are.
To take a stake through the heart.
Oddly enough, it's not. So he is going to do a cluster of stunts. The first thing he does is... Ooh, what does that do? Okay, first thing he does is pull you off the ceiling with a knock prone. He's also going to skirmish you back. That's 3 of his 6 points he spent. And he's only got 3 left, so he can't do that one. Okay. So other than that, I think a mighty blow is probably in order as well, I'm afraid. Sorry. Actually, is his lethal blow reduced? It's not, no. So it's just a mighty blow. You'll be pleased to hear. So, he's done you, that's 10 plus 4, 14 points of damage. He's ripped you off the wall and flung you backwards. 1, 2... Well, he wants you to go this way, so he's like ripped you off the wall and twisted and thrown you back, and he can get you all the way there. Right, so, actually, hold on, 3, isn't it? So that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's okay. That's where you are. So you've landed there. That's him had his go. That's question Marky to go next. You know it's a vampire thrall now, I could change that. He is going to take another drink from the font. And he regains 11 of his hit points back. And Mog, you to go. Oh, I should mark
Uh,
that you're prone as well. Sorry, I'll just mark little slipped person. There you go, prone.
Oh God. Am I able to get out of prone and move in the same?
Oh yes, you can stand up for a minor action. You can move for your major action, or the other way around. But it wouldn't
Right.
Would
leave
there
you
be
an attack.
my back for two?
Sorry, say that again.
Can.
Would there be room on my back for two?
Oh yeah, definitely. Bison are huge. I mean, technically, I've only
Alright.
got you covering a meter there. I should probably extend. Oops, I've extended the wrong character. I should probably extend this out to be closer to that.
Oh,
Actually, that's too
I-
big. That's because the
You want to make it
snapping
just
on.
longer rather than fatter.
Yeah, that's a bit more
Right.
accurate.
In that case, I'm gonna get myself out of prone and head for Courage then.
Okay, take the prone marker off. You run over to Courage, and you can clamber onto his back. It's more of a leap. It's more of a panicked leap at this point, actually.
Yeah.
But that will take all your actions, and it's Alderan to go next.
Daisy, Daisy,
Right.
I'm just going to check because the Thrall's dexterity will be lower. The Thrall's dexterity is 4, so I think it's still the same as yours, so you won't get
Still
your
equal.
pinpoint attack.
Yeah. My question is:
Mhm.
Is it possible for Courage to actually get past the thrall?
Past, no, but with the speed he can get up between here and there, through is definitely a possibility.
Right. Can I go around it?
on.
You're much smaller, so I'm going to say yes, you can, especially as you're a high dexterity rogue type. Yes. He hasn't
So
really taken up a
speaking,
narrow enough
I
choke
could
point.
just run.
Yep.
At this point.
You can indeed, if you would
But-
like to do that.
I think that's my best option at this point.
Okay.
However, I don't know if anybody else can see. That's the issue.
Can't see a thing.
I can see.
Monk
Yeah.
can guide you.
Yeah, Mog can see.
Yeah.
And one of the others could, well, obviously, Courage can't. He's a bit bison-y at the moment, so it would have to be down to Tamara to, light a torch.
Light touch. Yeah, that's a possibility. So, does anybody have any objections to me doing a runner?
Run. Yes, that is entirely the plan. The last thing that Courage heard was that you said run for the light.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Is just picking up people on the way.
Yeah, it's quite a long way, but yeah, go for it. You can make a run. The creature won't get an attack of opportunity
That's
against
8.
you, because that's not really how
9, 10,
real
11,
combat
12, 13,
works.
14. Oh, let's just go. I'll do this as the motion move thing.
Yeah.
That was 5, 6, 7, 8 would put me to there. That's my move of 16.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
As a minor action.
Mhm.
And then if I was to run the rest of the way.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. It would only take me half a run action to get to the illuminated cavern, I presume.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
And then if I was to go and, I don't know, stand over here by the rocks.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
effectively where I could get to.
Okay, so he's got quite a pair of heels on him, has that elf. He takes off like a rocket, disappears into the darkness, heading back to the position that you had discussed preparing earlier. The Thrall vampires kind of landed behind him and hit that kind of superhero pose and he's just taken off and run round it, leaving it going, oh, right, okay. I'll
More,
have to
more like
chase it.
sort of like a sideways roll, duck, roll again.
Yeah, you kind of roll
Right.
underneath his one arm and then take off at high speed. As he spins round after you, you do a forward roll and then up onto your feet and off. Just far faster than this startled vampire can hope to stop you.
That's quite bad. For a full turn, I can run 48 squares.
Yes. No. I don't think anybody's ever done it in either of our group games yet, but yes, you certainly can. Okay, so Kurge, you're now with the other 3 survivors of your group. I'm calling them survivors. You haven't lost anybody yet, but
Right.
If Kurch was to hold his action and Tamara was to light a torch and then Kurch was to run,
yes, you can do it that way.
Lighting a torch probably only a minor action.
It is definitely yes.
light 2.
Well, no, I'd quite like Tamara to get off a shot with a bow as well.
She's not going to have the opportunity to do all 3 of those things because that would be light a torch, switch to our bow and arrow, fire.
It's the switch action, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the
okay.
switch action, yeah. Okay.
Well, how badly do I need that torch? In fact, what's causing my circle of light at the moment? Is it an arcane candle or just like a mundane?
Yeah. No, you had an arcane candle run, didn't you?
Yeah, you can see a little way. That's an arcane candle. Yeah, you can see.
I can see a circle of light, but
Yeah,
I had a candle on the crocodile's head.
Uh,
But what I'm saying is, though, Tamara goes actually after you. If you would hold your action until she's lit the torch,
Yes.
there's no difference time-wise.
yeah.
Oh,
but
I'm just wondering if I need the torch.
you don't.
That's all.
No, you don't, because you've got an
Right.
arcane candle running. Its light
Yeah.
moves with you. You can't see far ahead, but you can see far enough ahead that you're not going to slam into a wall.
Right.
So
So
that
she could
means
fire
she
just an
can
arrow.
fire an arrow on the way past. Yes.
But
Lovely.
she'd have to wait until you've actually gone past the target because you can't see it at the moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or if you pass close enough, she could slash them with a sword, whichever you think she'll do the most damage with.
That's a good question. Okay, Sean, while I'm doing my bit, can you see which of Tamara's bits would be most damaging? Because I mean, the thing is, I'm going to charge this vampire and try. I'm going to go straight through him.
Right.
And just try and do some damage. Maybe carry him on my horns.
No.
Try and stake him.
Which one are you trying to go through, Nightfang or the Thrall? Well,
I can
it'll have
only
to
see-
be the Thrall, or you can't get. Well,
Yeah.
okay, go through Nightfang. You're essentially just making a charge, like a trample. So.
The long swords are best. Yeah, it's tricky.
What I'm thinking is,
It's the best at hitting.
as I go through him, I've got 2 melee patterns on my back who can make additional attacks.
Yep. Okay.
Potentially.
Yes, go for it then.
I realise Mog's already gone, but in the next turn perhaps.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm wanting to do is to take my full movement.
Yeah.
Passing through him. So charge.
Yeah.
It and continue moving with the momentum.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to allow that.
Right.
I wouldn't allow it for somebody that because you'll wind up having to make attacks on 2 separate vampires. That's bending the rules quite a bit, but it's staying within the sense of physics. Let me finish.
Vampire.
It's staying within the rules of physics because you couldn't pass through the second. You wouldn't be stopped by the second vampire if you're an 800-pound bison. So yes, I'll allow that to happen. Go ahead.
Thank you. Right, so this is I've declared it as a charge, which is +1 to attack.
Yep.
I'm on a +4 to start with.
Nightfang as well doesn't really have much time to react to this. He just hears, looks round, and there's this massive bison with 2 fighters on the back, heading straight towards him. You can see, even though he's undead and fear is not something he's normally known to experience, you can see his eyes widen as this massive bison comes thundering towards him. However, he easily matadors it out of the way. Boop. So he's
Yep.
over here. You've gone straight through. Feel free to move yourself up to the next vampire, the Thrall, who's also taken somewhat by surprise by this bizarre turn of events, and you can make another attack on that, even though, as I say,
All right.
that's bending the rules a touch, but we're allowing it.
So if you move yourself over to here,
So moving up to half my speed -1 because it's dark. Is that correct?
No. Right.
No, it's not correct.
It
Because
would
you
be
charge.
if you were a human. You are, however, a bison moving at full
Yeah.
speed. The fact that you are charging these creatures isn't an intentional attack. It's the fact that they happen to be between you and where you're going.
Right.
So, I'm applying the laws of physics above the rules of the book.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Rather than do anything else, then I will just follow exactly what you're saying. Not
Yeah.
try to.
So just
apply-
make a normal attack on this surprised vampire because he either has to get out the way or he'll hit you. There's literally no physical possible way of a third option.
Right. So a normal attack at my +4, not with the +1 for charging.
That's right.
Oh, I'm next
I'll
to that
give you-
guy that treats me like a Capri Sun again.
Yes, you are. I gave you the +1 charge against Nightfang because he was so close to you, he wouldn't really have had as much of a chance to get out of the way. However, you've hit this vampire with the force of a charging bison on account of the fact that you are a charging bison. Roll the damage. So you get with what?
With stakes on my horns.
With stakes on your horns, but they're not going to pierce its heart because you need a mighty stunt or lethal stunt to hit it square in the heart.
Right.
can Tamara make a swing with a sword as it goes past?
Yes,
through?
Tamara can make a swing with the sword. I will even allow Mog to jump up her morale. Well, actually, she's at the start of the next round. I will just put her ahead of the two vampires because of the circumstances. She is
I'll
on
do
a
two Tamara's
thundering.
roll.
So I'm still waiting for. Oh, is that the damage from?
The charge.
So that's 9 points of damage. Is that correct?
That was me. That was.
Yeah.
Yes,
if
that's what
it's-
I'm asking for. What's the
Oh, sorry.
damage you've done?
Beg your pardon. Beg your pardon. That's 9 points of damage from Courage to the Thrall with stakes and horns, whether it does anything or not.
Right, you are. Oh, yes. I mean, it throws him. You hit him and it throws him against the wall so that you can now thunder past, keep doing your full movement.
All right. Where do you want me to move up to?
What's your
full
move?
movement?
As a bison, it's 13.
Right, so that's one action. Yeah, okay. You get sort of 13 squares on. You've thundered up there. I'm going to say that Tamara can take an attack on either of the two vampires. She can take the Thrall or Nightfang on the way past. She can't hit both, though.
Go for the Thrall.
Yeah,
So
he's more weakened, isn't he?
He is, yeah, definitely. And he's much weaker than the Master to start with. So, okay, make an attack. You have made an attack for Tamara. That is a hit. It's just barely a hit, but it's a hit, so roll our damage. As the bison goes thundering past, he's flung against the wall and she slashes with her sword on the way past as well.
Click the dice thing. But, there you
And
go,
that's
9.
9 points of damage. Okay, so that's another 4 comes off there. And Mog, it's now you to go. It's the next combat round, but because of, applying reality ahead of the actual book, I'm going to say you can, although where Kurge finished his move is up here, you can use your attack as if it was as you were passing the Thrall. So you can make an attack on the Thrall if you wish to.
Am I able to make an aim at its neck on the way past?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's +1 to hit.
Ooh, okay.
And that's 9, that's a fail.
Yeah, thought it was.
Yeah, the whole bison charging thing. It's moving a bit too quick for you. The bison, you're not used to riding in combat anyway. So the up and down motion, it just and the fact that he's hit the vampire first, your axe just passes above its head instead of going through its neck, which was your plan.
Injured and slightly seasick.
You are feeling slightly seasick. If you weren't already green, you would be now. Okay.
It's not Kellen on a horse with a lance.
No, it's not killing on a horse with a lance. It's Morgan and Bison with an axe, and motion sickness. So the surprised vampire thrall is now chasing this bison up the passageway and launches itself with its claws at Kurge's rear
Oh,
thighs in an attempt to rip its thigh muscles out in the hopes that that should stop you. Um, So, however, it has taken the focus off Mog. And the vampire has hit. It might not have done. What's the bison's defense?
it's only 10.
It's only 10. Right. He's hit it. He lunges in. His claws sink into Kurge in one thigh. And I'm going to see what his 3 points of stunts are going to get him. I will make I think I can do a lightning attack with that, so he's going to attempt to get his other claw into your other haunch. So let's just see. Yep, so he's hit you twice. One claw rakes into your left thigh, the other claw rakes into your right thigh. The one in the left thigh has done you, bloody hell, 5 points of damage. That's the minimum he could have done. Remembering to take whatever the bison's armor rating is off of that. That's 5 damage from the right wound and 7 damage from the left wound. So apply the armor to both of those hits. So I feel that didn't go as well as the vampire had hoped, and worse, he's managed to block Nightfang a little bit. And it's Nightfang to go. No, actually, he can squeeze past on that right-hand side. So he's going to race up there. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to jump and try and attack Kurge with his claw out. He can't attack you with both claws for obvious reasons. So Nightfang makes a swing with his claw for Kurge. 16, that's a hit. And this time he's done 9 points of damage, remembering to take the armour off. So Kurge's rear end's pretty bloodied with gashes down the thighs on both sides. Now, the injured thrall is going to have one last suck at the font, and then he's going to join his master. So let's just make a 2d6. That's in a way. 2d6 dice roll. That's 7 points back. 7. Right, it's feeling a lot better, so that one will rejoin its master. It's got a minor action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's there. Aldrin, you to go. Not much you can do from up there, really, but...
Yeah, I'm just going to be... Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yep.
At this point...
Yep.
I'm going to make a stealth roll.
Right, go for it. And try and hide yourself in amongst the rocks, presumably.
Yeah. Based on dexterity.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll keep that roll.
Ooh, nice one. And with 6 points of stunts as well.
Can I do any... Will that give me... what's the... Get the +3...
Yes.
Am I effectively out of the combat at this point? Would I re-roll initiative?
No, I'm going to say you're still in initiative. So you can use that to seize the initiative if you want. So you go to the top of the initiative tower, or you can use it to set up something that'll make it look like you've gone a different way, so that their eyes will be drawn elsewhere from where you are, so that they get
Right.
penalties to try and see you.
To make you sure mindful Some battlefield situations. Plus one bonus in the test you make. This bonus can never stack with any other test bonus. Focus. This must be used for a test you make, even if you defend your opponent's test. Expose used by then. Defensive stance.
While you're deciding, I'm going to let Glyn take his go up. So, Courage, due to go, remembering that Tamara and Mog now move free because they're riding you, and they move when you do.
Right, I'll seize the initiative and I'll do a stay aware for the +1,
Seize
unless
it-
there's something you want to tell me about the battlefield.
No, you get the +1. There's nothing you wouldn't have known. So I'll just change your initiative to 20. I'll reorder it and then set it down to Courage. So it is descending.
Right. Can I actually get onto the island
Yeah, you can swim out to the island from where you're at. Yes.
and hide behind the chest?
Yes. Yep, that's not a problem at all. You could do that. So, Courage, you to go.
All out run.
All out
Definitely.
run. So that's
All out.
go for
Your
it.
speed 13,
Yeah.
you should be able to go 39.
Yes.
Right. One of the things that's reasons I was talking about lighting a torch,
Yes.
yeah, and I don't know if this would occur to anybody, was you could ignite the guano on the way past.
Ooh.
If it's all dry enough, you could, but you don't actually have a torch because you went for changing to the. However, I mean, they could do that now on the way past. So if
That's what-
Courage would like to make his run move,
Yeah. So 39 is correct. Is that right?
39, yes.
Wow. Okay. One.
Yeah, I've been chased by 3 vampires. I'd get quite a
Ooh.
distance as well if I was.
3, 4, 5. I can't see the grid very well. I'm going to be here a while. 6,
Hold on, I can fix that. I'll change the
7.
grid to darker again.
8, 9,
go.
10, 11. Am I going the right way?
Yeah, turn right.
12.
Hold on.
Bit of stop now. 13.
Just- Yeah, stay where you are.
Right. Oh, I was there. Okay.
Just there, yeah. So that's 13, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see, that'd be 9 to there, that'd be another 12. So you've only gone 13 from where you were. Another 13 gets you back into the cavern in daylight.
Yeah.
Right.
What is it,
Brilliant.
effectively? So
Yeah.
there, that would be the other 13. You've still got another 13 that you can move.
Lovely. Okay. In which case, I will take up a flanking position to one side of the opening so that when they come through, they're going to get the horns.
Okay.
You have reached your destination.
Right, you are. So, Tamara and Mog don't need to take a movement action because they're holding on for grim life because there's. Oops, daisy. There's whacking great bison. For fuck's sake. Because they've all sort of bunched up on top of each other now, I can't get a hold of the
Oh.
right.
If we're in daylight now, I should be able to see.
Yes.
I've only got a circle. It isn't night, is it?
I hope not.
Right, well, you shouldn't have because I've just come onto your vision and you should be able to see the majority of this room.
In which case, I'll refresh.
Try refreshing. I think that happened last week, didn't it? That you needed
Yep.
to refresh. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, even though it would be out of initiative order, because as I said earlier, I'm applying the laws of actual physics rather than, sticking by the book. As you take off, Tamara can fire a shot back over her shoulder at the vampires chasing her, and Mog could also take an attack with the axe as well. But that will
attack.
be the actions that would come up next, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Could I take an attack with my gun instead?
Oh yes, of course you can. Aye.
It just kind of makes more sense to me to try and get a shot out.
Absolutely. So I'll start with Tamara.
Oh, sorry, I've just rolled.
Oh no, I'll start with you then. And then we'll do tomorrow. So Mog,
Sorry, I was excited.
that's okay. Mog has hit the. I assume it's the thrall you're aiming for, yes?
Yeah.
And I assume you aimed because you didn't have anything else to do. That's a hit.
As much as you could guess.
Yes.
Running away.
Okay, that's a
That's a
hit. Roll of damage. That's 8. So that's only 4 gets through its armor. However, 4 gets through its armor. Oh, that's the wrong beastie there. So it's this one, and that 4's a touch more serious for it. So as the bison takes off at the run, Mog pulls out a pistol, aims, and goes. There's a puff of smoke, a flash in the pan, and bang! Smoke billows out the front, and the pistol shot tears straight through the vampire's shoulder, actually causing it to twitch round a bit as this shot tears through its shoulder and out. It hisses in rage. As it's doing so, Tamara takes a shot with her bow. Glenn, would you like to roll for Tamara, please?
Certainly.
And that's a hit with 3 points of no, it's a miss. Sorry, it's a miss. So it doesn't get the stun. So the arrow just skitters off the wall in the darkness. So the injured vampire thrall, or the least injured vampire thrall, I should probably say, is now going to be chasing after you. So its movement is, well, it's enough that it's going to. Now then, there's a point. It would be bursting out into daylight if it came any further than this. So it races after Kurd, slashing through the air in a desperate attempt to try and hit him, then realises that that's daylight out there and stops dead in that. And just...
Stops on dead.
It's not so keen on coming out of there, and it's not going to do that without an instruction from the master. However, before the master gets to go, it's Alderan to go next.
So if I was to shoot from there,
Yep.
straight at it, would I get any sort of advantage?
You would get your pinpoint accuracy from there because it doesn't know you're there. It hasn't seen you. It's actually stopped because it's terrified of the sunlight. So I'm going to treat it as if its dexterity had dropped for the round. So you get your pinpoint accuracy. You're also firing from ambush, so you get +1 to hit, and your pinpoint accuracy bonus to damage if you hit it.
Oh, and I can aim.
And you can aim, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll give it a swift.
Okay.
Shoot. What we need is 6 stun points.
Yes, what you need is 6 stun points.
Oh, come on. There you go.
And you got 6 stun points. Fantastic.
Straight through the heart, and you're to blame.
So that's a lethal blow, which because you've hit it close to or in the heart. So that's extra damage for that. That's extra damage for your special ability. Roll the damage. If you do enough, you might kill it here.
How many extra dice then do I get?
So you get a total of 3d6 additional damage.
Right, okay. Right. Let's hope that these all roll high.
Yeah, you're going to need them to roll high to pull this off, but if they do, you might kill it.
21, not high enough.
21, not high enough. No, that's 16 damage through. However, it's screaming in fear because you've gone thwang, thunk. You've hit it in the aorta just above the heart as it goes in. You came so close to killing it that it's feeling something it hasn't felt since it was alive. It's feeling terror. It's going to need a morale test, otherwise it's going to...
Stun points as well.
You still do have additional stun points. Yeah.
Yeah, which...
Well, you've got 1 additional stun point.
1 additional stun point.
Skirmish it out.
I don't know if that's actually... Is that possible to actually pull it forward 2 squares?
only if we say it staggers forwards from the, it's hitting the chest and it staggers forwards as it's bending over.
Yeah,
So yes,
I'll
I'll
do that.
say it staggers out. 1, 2. And then realizes it's in sunlight and it's going to try and get back under cover. However, it's a thrall, so the sunlight will do 1d6 damage to it. So you can roll a d6.
Roll a d6. Where's my dice roll gone? There it is. Another 3.
That's another 3. Now that's
Oh, that was on a
kind.
D8.
Sorry. Oh, that
Oh,
was a
sorry.
that was a d8. You want to roll that again as a d6?
6 damage then.
That works to your advantage.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's 6 points of piercing damage, but that is a one-off. It comes out into the sun as it's being shot near the heart. It takes extra damage. That won't happen again. It doesn't take damage from the sun every round, just the first round. Okay, so the next beastie to go. I wonder if I... Ah, shit, I think I've just deleted him.
That's okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I will just put him back in. Add turn, and he was on 18, so I stick. Oh shit! I've just put up. That's
018.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
I have no idea.
I've seen it put fractions in.
I've seen it put fractions in as well. It did that automatically on one of the old character sheets, didn't it?
It's on, was it Nightbane that does that, where it puts that for some reason, that 1.03 or something multiplier, 1.01 multiplier.
Okay, so I need to reorder this. Descending, and it is question marky to go. So, just thinking about it, it's going to have to run to catch up with everybody, I think. So that's 9, 10, 10. I don't think it's going to reach the battle area. 2, 3, 4. No, it isn't. So that's that, and it is Mog. You used your action to fire out of turn, didn't you? So it is Nightfang to go next. He'll get all the way to here, and then he's done. It is Courage.
Charge.
You're going to charge it, right? You are. Have you still got those 2 on your back as well?
Yeah.
Right, you are.
if the-
Make a charge.
Yep.
Yeah, make a charge.
20 quid.
20 quid.
I can never remember which one's the +1 to damage and which one's it. Yeah, this is +1 to attack for
This
a
is
charge.
+1 to attack. Yes, that's right. That is a miss, I'm afraid. Even under the circumstances, it sees this bloody great bison coming towards it and steps out of your way. So if you position yourself about here for me, please.
Yep.
Thank you very much. That was a major action. You've still got a minor action if you would like to take anything.
I'll reset position with move.
Yes, you can do. So Mog's action this round is going to go something like this. As she's bounced around something chronic. Anyway, so that's Courage's action. Tamara to go. I'll allow her to make that strike before you get back to where you are, though. So I'll allow you to attack on the way past the vampire in one direction or the other.
Lovely jubbly, thank you.
You want to swing it this time?
You do, and that's
6
really,
dumplings.
really good news. So I would definitely suggest a lethal blow at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an
Yes.
additional 2 dice of damage. Make the roll and try and score high enough to decapitate it.
Right.
That's 4d plus 5, 4d6 plus 5 in total.
Yeah.
and then knock it in the water.
Yeah.
Plus 5, you're saying?
Yeah, because she gets +5 damage with the sword.
I've got +2 damage with the sword on my sheet.
Hold on,
Her
I'll
sheet.
take a look.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking longbow. Sorry, no, you're right. It is. It is.
It
+2.
is. It's only +2. Yeah.
I didn't know if aim also got your extra damage as well as
No, just
extra to hit.
just extra to hit.
Right, so 4d6 +2 then.
46 +2. Try and roll nice and high, and that's high enough. As Courage races up towards the vampire thrall, it sees him coming, steps backwards. It has just enough time for its wicked grin to emerge as Tamara goes shk, whoosh, and her sword slices straight through its neck, takes its head clean off, and the entire vampire just crumbles into dust. So you'll be able to tell
will.
Nell that she killed the first of the vampires. She decapitated it, and I will just put a little cross on Dusty the vampire. There's no point in putting a cross on him. Actually, he is literally gone.
As well, just remove them to the.
So I
to
might
whatever.
as well just take him off. There we go.
As I'm bouncing past Mog, is just like, nice one! Everywhere.
I think what Tamara might do, if I may, just as a little affectation, just wetting her fingers, dipping them into the vampire dust, and making a mark under each eye.
Yes, okay. She's got bits of vampire dust down under her eye, as if to go, this is I have killed this vampire. Okay, so it's round to the next round now. So I assume Alderon's holding his action because there's nothing to shoot at yet.
As soon as something comes round the corner,
There'd be something to shoot at. Yep. Okay,
well,
so the next.
it depends on how far whatever makes it furthest down the tunnel.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So this thing's coming hurtling out of the tunnel. It's still in its sort of Batman form, so it's flying down the tunnel as best it can. It has to turn onto its side to get through that last bit, and as it comes out into the thing, it's met by Alderon suddenly popping up from cover and twang, make your attack roll. You can get a bonus to aim. Sorry?
Am I pinpoint attacking it?
You can pinpoint it. Well, actually, this one didn't stop, did it? It's come out. So, no, you don't get a pinpoint attack this time, but you do get a bonus for ambush, which is +1, and a bonus for aim, which is +1. So that's +2 in total.
Right. So I'm going to have to add 2 to this roll then.
Okie dokie.
When it gets there. When it gets there.
When it gets there.
Go for it. Shoot. Come on.
And that's a hit with 2 points of stunts.
Which knocks it prone.
Knocks it prone. You hit it with the arrow rather, and it tumbles out of the sky. So you fire as it gets here. It gets about that far before the arrow thump and drops it out of the air.
Does it take falling damage?
It doesn't take fall damage. It wasn't high enough up. It does, however, take the damage from your bow. So if you would like to roll bow damage,
9.
that's 9 points of damage. That's 5 get through. So the one
Does it
Mog
take
almost
something?
killed last time is looking bad again. So that's Mog to go next, actually. So you can either hold your attack till Courage gets you there, or you can get off. It's up to you.
Let me just check.
Because you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You can do it. You should be able to do a trample attack on it because it's lying on the floor.
Yes.
So I really need to heal as well. Can I do that from the back of Courage?
Yes, you can. You can dress your wounds from
Right,
the back of
okay.
Courage, by all means. So that's an
Okay.
intelligence healing roll. 11's your target.
Yep.
You failed.
Oh.
So you're trying to wrap these bandages around all your bleeding bits, and his movement's just making it too difficult for you to manage. That, however, that's a major action. So you've got a minor action left if you wanted to take one.
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay, okay. Nightfang next, so he's gonna come after you all as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh,
10.
actually, I have taken a minor action. I have reloaded my pistol.
Right, okay. 13, 14, 15. He gets to there with his movement. He's going to need to make a roll to see if he even spots Alderan. So you scored 16 with 18 with your roll earlier. So his perception roll is not enough to spot you. So he hasn't seen Alderan. So he's looking around for something to kill. And what he sees is Kurge and Kurge's buddies up there. So he's going to charge as his. Oh no, he ran. He can't. That's it. He's done. He's done for the round. So it would be Kurge to go next.
Charging the prawn thrall.
Okay. Go for it.
Gets you an extra +1 because it's on the floor.
Yes, it does. +1 for charging, +1 because it's prone.
Right, so 3d6 +4, that's my standard, +1 for charging, +1 for it being prone.
That's right. Yes,
Actually, I'm just thinking because it's prone.
Uh-huh.
If I did an all-out attack instead,
yes.
that would give me +1 to damage, so I could trade off the fact it's prone for the extra damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Right. So if I go 3d6 +5.
Yep. 14. I think yes, that's a hit because it was the thrall you were going for, so that's a hit.
So instead of 2d6 +5 damage,
As it
I'll
sees
do
you coming, it starts to scramble out of the way, but it's just not quite quick enough, and you still catch it.
2d6 +6 damage with my stake horns.
Right, you are. So that's 14 damage. So that's 10 gets through. So your horns plunge into the creature. The stakes go into its pecs, thunk thunk, either side of its heart, not close enough to damage. You pull the horns back, and one of the stakes is wrenched out of where it had been lashed on hurriedly. So you only have one stake still attached. The other one's actually in the vampire at the moment, through its pecs. And it is Tamara to go.
And I'll take I'll hold my minor action until Tamara's taken her action, but
Yes.
then I'm going to go and reset position.
Right, okay. So you kind of charge down, Tamara takes her attack, and then you retreat. So
That's right.
okie dokie.
So Tamara with a longsword, taking aim.
That is a. She gets another +1 because he's prone. That's 13. That's still a miss, unfortunately. She
You get
just
+1
can't
for
reach trying.
mounted.
Sorry?
You get +1 for being mounted.
She's not
Or
trained
is
to
that only
fight
if you've
mounted.
got? That's only if you've got horsemanship, I think.
It is only if you've got horsemanship. So unfortunately, she just can't reach down past the bison's head, and she's missed. So that okay. So yes, it appears to be Alderan next then.
Well, I think I'll shoot the downed beast then.
Right, you are. You pop up from cover again, and twang, roll a hit.
Because there's. Yeah. Boom,
18, that's a hit. Thunk,
And it takes 10 damage.
10 damage. So, Mr. Pincushion here, that's another 6 past his armour. Thunk, an arrow hits him in the other shoulder as he's trying to scramble back up. And it's his go. Now then.
Did he take 1d6 sunlight damage?
He only took the sunlight damage for the first round.
That was the first one that we killed.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger.
This one didn't take it.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah.
You are indeed
So-
right, so I will roll a d6 damage for it.
6.
Yep, 6 it was. That's -6. So he's in a very, very bad way, this thing now. He's wishing he'd stayed back at that font a bit sooner. However, he sees his old enemy Mog and he decides he's going to rip her head off before he's done. So he'll take a 1 minor action to get... Oh dear. No, he can charge from there. That's okay. So he'll take a minor action to get off the floor. Leaps into the air, and with a charge action, he comes straight in at Mog. He'll get +1 to hit. So that is Vampire Thrall. Unarmed attack. Actually, no, he's coming in teeth first at you. No, I did say he was going to try and rip your head off, so he'll come in with his hand. Unarmed attack. It's not his best option, but I did say that's what he was doing. That's 16 to hit. That's a hit, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And 7 points of damage.
That's okay.
As he
Still
comes
got a head.
hurtling in towards you, grabs you by the head, and then runs out of actions, otherwise he just slotted your head off the wall. And it is Mog to go next.
Right, well, I'm going to swing straight around and try and get his head.
Right you are.
Uh,
In order to actually hit him in the head, you will need to score enough stunt bleeding to hit him.
oh, no!
You swing round and cause sparks as your axe skitters across the cavern wall. Nightfang to go next, and he's going to come into the area. He knows there's an archer out there somewhere who keeps firing. He's going to have another go at trying to spot him. If he doesn't find him, he's going to have to attack Tamara Kurge or Mog. So let's just...
Daylight damage.
2 girls, 1
He's
bison.
a master, he doesn't take damage from
Oh,
daylight.
It doesn't take daylight damage, right?
No.
Okay.
Couldn't care less about the daylight, apart from the fact he can't regenerate under it, and if you kill him under daylight, you kill him. Oh god, that's a point.
Does water have any effect on them?
Nope. So it is perception... Seeing.
If we had a cleric who could bless it,
If you had a cleric who could bless it, that could be... Oh, look at that. He's spotted Alderon the last time he came up, so he's going to race across and attack him. Except I think he's going to run out of action points just as he gets there. No, he hasn't moved yet, has he? So
No.
Yeah, he moved forward.
yeah, it was only 1 square though. So if this is part of the same move, 2,
Just slow down.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's hurtling towards Alderon. He can make an attack when he gets there. However, he's going to have to reach over that cover to get you. So you still get +1 to your defense for the cover. And he'll have to attack with an unarmed attack rather than a bite. 18, would that be a hit?
Yeah, that hits us.
Okay. 8 points of damage. Oh, that's not very good. So he rolled a 1 again. Yes, he has. Okay, so he reaches over and slashes you across the side of the face with his claws. And Courage to go.
okay, I'm going to back away from this vampire.
Okay, move yourself to wherever, and obviously the 2 people riding upon you will move back as well.
Charge.
And then charge, right. I'll just leave them out of the way till we've finished all this. Okay, you charge back in. Thump. Right, roll to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering +1. 14. That's a hit against the Thrall.
Good.
So you come thundering in and thump. However, you haven't done
I've done stunts.
stunts to it. So just roll the damage.
Another 10 points.
With the 10 points, okay. You hit it at high speed. You actually pick it up off its feet, but its arms just come out and start flapping. It's in an incredibly bad way now. I just need to check whether that killed it or whether it hangs on the 1 hit point. It's because of the sunlight that I have my doubts. That might have killed it. Dark vision, hard to kill. Let's read its hard to kill special ability. Thrall Vampire cannot be reduced below 1 health point except by sunlight, fire. Yeah, you've killed it. So as you hit it, the sun is beaten down on it, which has negated its hard to kill. So you hit it with your head, throw it upwards and into the water, right in the main beam of the sunlight, and it just goes poof. There's a brief burst of flames, and then it's dead.
And the master will have seen that, yes?
He's got his back to all this.
Mm.
So no, he won't have seen it, unfortunately. Right, and I will just move Mog and Tamara because they're still sat on
Oh.
Kurge.
He's got his back to us, everyone.
He's got his back to you, yeah. So Alderon's lost his +1 to hit for ambush, but you two have gained it. So it is Tamara to go.
Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying like somebody else is going to do it.
Yeah, you can do that.
you go.
That's a miss. Which is a shame because I was 5 points of stunts would have made all the difference.
You're right.
So Tamara brings up her bow, fires and thwang. It would have needed 3 ones to have accidentally hit Alderon. So what it's done is it's hit the chest he's hiding behind. You can hear a slightly surprised yelp from Alderon and him going, "Watch it!" And it is then his goal.
Well, let's attempt to shoot the vampire in the face.
Right you are.
Or heart or whatever.
Yep.
Let's go for it. It's 6 stunts points.
6 stun points.
Not yet.
That's what you want.
When it gets there.
Yeah. Didn't get 6 stun points, but you did hit it.
Right, so point blank range.
Yep. So, as it's leaning across, you bring your bow up, knock an arrow, thwang, and hit it in the chest. You were hoping to hit it square through the heart, but you actually hit it in one of the pectoral muscles instead. However, that is still 5 points through its armour. Thunk. The arrow sticks in it, and it largely ignores the fact that it's there. Mog to go.
Hold on.
Yep. You want to take your minor action.
Right. In which case, how fast can I move through the water?
Do you have the swimming focus?
Nope.
Right, half your normal movement.
Half the normal movement. Right, so yeah, I'll not do that. I'll not do that. I'll just stand firm then.
Okay, you're going to stand firm. Mog, you to go.
Given I'm once again down to 7 hit points, I hope nobody minds, but I'm gonna use some more of the healing balm.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a little less likely to fail than my kit.
Yes. Well, it's entirely unlikely to fail.
Were you holding all of the healing balm, or did we divide it between us?
It's in a
No.
single
It's
jar,
one-
so she has
it's
to
one
hold the
jar.
whole lot. Yeah.
Right, okay.
I've used one of the small doses of it already. I'm gonna use another small dose, which will leave a final small dose behind.
Okay, you stick two of your fingers in the jar, get a nice big glob of healing balm on and splat it all over your face where the cuts and bruises are and start rubbing it in. Roll to see
you
how many
regain
hit
2
points you
pieces.
recover.
8.
8.
That's okay.
Okay, you can see, or the rest of you can see, some of the cuts healing over, some of the bruises change back to green, and the swelling goes down as Mog's various injuries begin to knit together, some of them anyway. And it is Nightfang to go. Did Tamara have a go? I feel she didn't.
No, she hasn't.
Didn't think so.
But she doesn't go until after Kurt.
Yeah, just for
No, I
the-
mean
She
since the
fired
last
in the
time.
chest.
Yeah, I meant since the last time Nightfang had gone. That's right, she did. Yeah, okay, it is Nightfang to go. So he is going to he's going to jump on top of the chest. So he jumps up on top of it, thunk, and he's going to try and bite.
But it's old, and rusted, and wood, and
It is, yes. Fortunately for him, he's not hugely.
And we left it open.
Sorry?
And we left it open, didn't we?
Well, yes, he'll kick it closed with one foot then, and jump on top of it. And he's going to attempt to bite Alderon in the neck, is what he's aiming to do. 15, I'm not sure that's a hit. Is that a hit?
yes, that would be a hit.
That's a hit. Okay, so he's rending at you with his teeth. This isn't a sort of polite nibble, the likes of which you see in the Dracula films. This is like, a rip. So that's 11 points of damage he's done as blood sprays from your wound.
It's
Courage.
okay.
Right. I've been in that water before.
Yes.
Is it too deep for me to charge across into the back of that vampire?
Far too deep, yes.
Okay. Can Bison swim?
Yes.
Bison can swim, yes.
Quite well, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't climb, however, which you would need to climb to get onto that little island from the water.
Right.
It would mean changing form again, basically.
No, well, if I change form, then I am worse than useless. I'm a liability.
Okay.
There's an alligator.
If I had the magic points for that, I would have been an alligator before now.
Right.
I have nothing.
You've run out of magic
Yeah.
points. That includes the 9 points you found in the magical
It's
form.
10 change form,
But,
So-
but you can still use Arcane Blast.
which I'm terrible at.
It's still worth a shot. Oh,
It's still better than nothing, isn't it?
I think far better would be if I hold action, and you two keep firing. Alderan fall back, and actually, hang on.
can
You
you not use Arcane Blast while you're still a bison?
Yeah.
No, I cannot cast in this form.
No.
Okay.
Alderan wanted to fall back into the water, but didn't because of his. It would halve his movement from being in water.
Yep.
If I swim out, you could jump onto my back.
There's only
But
room
then-
for 2 people on there, but if you swim out, both of them can step off your back onto the island if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could do that. But the other thing is, I can easily make it to the shore. Half my movement is 8 squares.
Yes.
Oh, right. Well, I think rather than me dropping this form to come over there and be useless, or to fire off arcane blasts that aren't going to hit anything,
Yeah.
draw him to us so that I'm still useful.
Okay.
Okay, suggestion.
Yep.
So, if Courage could position himself here,
Mhm.
then that's going to block the cave entrance off a little bit, and this guy isn't going to be able to escape back a bit.
That's
Yes.
a very good idea.
Louise,
And,
have 50 experience points for that.
50, did you say
I
there?
I
did,
was
I-
just going to
Brilliant. Thank you.
A little bit of a warning, Glyn. You are breaking up occasionally.
Come on. Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Which is why I've been asking you to repeat yourself so often. You're occasionally breaking up. Other times you get no problem at all, but sometimes there's a little bit of a break up there. Okay, so you move over to
Okay.
there. That's your movement, so you've still got a major action to hold. Excuse me, and it is Tamara to go.
Taking aim, and we'll sling another arrow at him.
Okay, go for it. She won't get an aim bonus because she has to reload a bow this round. So I'll just take one off.
Oh.
That's 14. You do get an ambush bonus because you're attacking from behind, which gets you the +1 again. So that's a hit. Just.
Lovely.
If he'd been facing you, he'd have seen that coming and got out of the way. But he's got his back to you, so you've shot him in the back. That's 3 gets through his armor. -3. Okay, so it's more a kind of glancing blow across his shoulder. He barely even notices as you tear a section of flesh off and cause a scar. Sorry about that. Okay, that's Tamara gone. And Alderan to go.
Right. Okay. So, as a. I can then shoot and then move, can't I?
You can, yes.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna shoot at him.
Yep, absolutely.
Just for the hell of it.
Yep.
Boom. When it gets there.
Yeah, and we wait for it to
These are the
report.
slowest arrows in the world. This is bullet time. 15, that's a hit.
It's a miss unless you've got a bonus for something. Oh no, 15's a hit. You're quite right. Sorry for ignore me.
And then he takes a full
crikey.
20.
Right. Okay, 14 hits. 14 damage rather. So that's 9. Gets through his armor. So you've shot him in the side. Thunk. The arrow's actually straight through, and the arrow head is emerging from the back. Not that he seems to care.
Can I make that move to there?
You can, yes.
Because that's my movement, effectively, in
Okay.
squares.
Right you are. Okay, so you get to there, and it is Mog to go.
How big are these squares again in
1
terms
meter.
of distance?
1 meter.
Oh god, right, no, that's fine. Like I thought they were 10 for a second, and I'm like, oh no, that's so far away.
No, they're just 1
Um,
meter. You'll be pleased to hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim my pistol at him again. Oh, I see again. It was different vampire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, was that a hit? Please be a hit.
Sorry, I wasn't looking. 13's a miss, I'm afraid. Well, you can get a bonus for an aim, which would take you to 14. He's facing the wrong way, which would take you to 15. That's a hit.
All right.
Oh,
With 5 stun points.
With 5
Lethal.
stun points.
of course. Let me just check that. Lethal's 2d6. Where's my... Did that this...
Okay, that's
There we go.
8 damage. So that's 5, that's 3 through. Okay. So you've hit him. It's torn a chunk out of his arm, which he's entirely unhappy with. It's him to go. Now then, he's looking bad, so he's going to have to heal. The only way he can heal is to drain somebody with that spell. That's only got a range of touch, so he's going to have to close to attack. So, I'm not sure he can do all that in one go. Just give me a second. To find... Is it this? Nope, that's focuses. That's a copy of focuses. I keep meaning to get shot off. Move. You can move up to your standard speed in yards, and that is a minor action. Okay, so yes, he can. So he just has to pick which one of you he's going to kill in order to save himself. Let's have a look now.
Is his speed not half for going through water?
Oh, bums, I think it probably is, because I don't think it can swim. Oh, wow, how did I not know he had that?
Walk on walk.
I created this character and I forgot. Okay, so he's definitely going to use that instead then. Because he's been making a lot of mistakes, not getting
He's going
enough.
to turn into a shower of bats.
No, he can't do that. What he can do, however, and he is going to attempt to do exactly that, is this. And that is a pass. Yes, that's a pass. With 5 points he gains in his fate pool.
Is that not 6?
6 points he gains in his fate pool. You're quite right. And he also gets to move. Now, currently, he's standing out in the open where you can all shoot at him, which he doesn't fancy. So, he's going to move into cover. Yep.
You've also got 5 stunt points to spend.
Yes, so he will use that to reduce the cost of the spell. Yeah, he'll use that to reduce the cost of the spell. So it would normally have cost him... let's just have another check. magic. Hands of Fate would normally cost 4 points. Ooh, actually.
Hand.
Too soon. Okay, so he's reducing his casting cost, and also let's have a look now. Powerful casting increases the spell power. No point in that. Skillful casting reduces the magic points cost. Can reduce. All right, okay. So 2, 4, 6, 80 wasn't that? Wouldn't have enough for that. 2, 4. Yeah, okay. He's going to reduce his casting cost to just the 1 point, and then he's going to run for cover. -1 on that. So at 7, splash. 2, 4, 6, and he's going to hang around underwater there, so that counts as cover. So Courage to go.
Right, he's gone underwater.
Yeah.
I don't think I can reach him from there, can I?
I don't know what's your movement.
Charged. 13, I believe. As a bison.
13, so let's just have a measure. Yeah, you can reach him from there, because you'll be travelling. Oh, and actually that wouldn't be travelling from the shadows, so let's just... You'd
That's
have to
straight
go
through the water, though.
that way. Yes, you can keep to the shallow round the edge and still catch him.
Ah, right. So it's only this bit that's too deep.
As you get further in, yes. Aye. It gets
Right,
gradually
okay,
deeper.
then, I'm going to charge him.
Okay. Well, you can't charge that far. But you can charge that far, if you know what I mean. You don't get the bonus for charge, because that has to be within a certain thing.
You can run over and attack him.
But you can
basically.
run over and attack him without a bonus, yes.
I can use my minor action.
Yep.
To move and then charge when I'm within range. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't give me anything to come back with.
No, it doesn't give you anything to come back with. You'll wind up right in the thick of it there, but yes, you can do that.
Right. So the question is, and probably fairest to ask this now: are Mog and Tamara coming with?
Well, they're on your back, so they don't have a great deal of choice on the matter at this point.
I'm coming with you. I'm not hopping off.
Right, you are.
Right.
You may as well take them both, because if we got surrounded and
Yeah.
hitting him from all sides.
Exactly.
Whoa, I just nearly moved the... Right, so
Watch out for
I'd
the
like to move up to...
Charge. Boom.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
that's
we'll just...
+1 to hit.
It is a water buffalo.
Hold on, I'm just going to put you on the top there. To front. There you
May as
go.
well delete the floaters.
I might as well delete the floaters actually, because they're long gone. So delete that one and that one and that one. Then bring Tamara to the front and move her over there. Bring Mog to front, move her over there. Okay, make your attack then. Your target number's 15. Arse. You have hit with an 18, so you can go ahead and roll the damage.
Still with 1 stake horn.
Still with 1 stake horn, yes. Okay, so is that the damage? 15?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh god, right, okay. -10. Okay, you want to hope you kill him quickly then, because if he manages to... He's going to have to try and heal himself, and if he manages to get that spell off, he's going to be draining an awful lot of hit points from somebody.
Right.
So, that's your attack done. Who's up next? Yep, Tamara next.
Swing the sword.
Yep. Taking aim.
Yep, okie dokie, so she gets +1.
That would make... no.
So
Target number 15.
target number of 15. She took her aim. That's already counted in. No, she's missed very narrowly.
Okay.
She
Aldrin.
can't make it.
Sorry.
No. She doesn't count as charging then.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
point.
there, that is a point. Because she's riding an animal that is... Yeah, go on, I'll give her the charge bonus. So that's a hit. Roll the damage. And I have to stop drinking port on the evening before a game. I get far too lenient, if you will. That's -4 by the time it gets through his armour. Oh, he's looking a bit rough now, is this chap. Alderin to go next.
All I can do is shoot from here.
Okie dokie, you might have to move a little bit so that the island's not in the way.
Oh, right. Okay. So
2
where would I
squares
need
north
to be?
would do it. There.
Squares north, right, okay.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll the damage.
Roll the damage. It's not going to be as good. Oh, come on, stop messing about. I need some magic arrows.
Damage is 9, so that's 4. Gets through his
5.
5.
Not
Gets
off, just
through
4.
his.
Just 4.
No, it's just 4.
That's just 4.
It's 4. So again, you've shot him in the shoulder. He's got arrows bristling out of him all over the place, bullet holes, and he's just continuing on quite happily. Well, not happily. He wasn't happy to start with, ever since you hacked his arm off earlier. Morg, you to go.
Oh, wish me luck here.
And hit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leap down off Courge's back.
Yeah.
So I can get a sort of better aim in.
Mhm.
Up in my head anyway.
Are you
Yeah.
going to go all out attack or not?
You get +1 for being on a charging creature, as Tamara just did.
Yes.
Still count.
Yeah.
fair enough,
do
in that-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, on Courge's back. And I'm gonna swing forced perspective at his neck.
Right, you are. You
Please.
swing force perspective. Roll for the hit. That's a
Oh.
miss.
That's so bad.
In fact, you very nearly hit Courge in the side of the head there.
Sorry, buddy.
So it is Nightfang to go, and he's starting to worry about his hit points. So he is going to. Which of you looks like you are the juiciest? Which of you looks like you have the most life? Because he's going to need to drain a lot, so he's going to go for the person he thinks can give him enough.
Tamara's taken no damage whatsoever this session.
Okay.
Is it twice the hit points that Courge is?
Right. Okay. So he's going to have a go at Tamara then. Unaware of the fact that she has quite a decent willpower on her. So, Master Vampire. Where is it? Steal Life. I need to do that from the front, or it won't calculate properly, don't I? Steal Life. Push. 18. That's a success. With 5 stun points, so he's going to reduce the amount of energy that costs him to cast. So that's still going to cost him 10 points of energy, though. It's a difficult one, this one. And he is draining. Let's have a look. Oh,
Or
she
is
needs
he?
a saving throw. So Tamara gets a saving throw. His spell power is 17. It is willpower she rolls. And he's going to drain 42 hit points from her, which will kill her. Or it will
What?
reduce her to 0. Yeah.
Jesus.
Right, you are. So she topples off with a splash into the water. Don't worry, you can save her. She's not dead. He regains 42. 4, 5, 60, 70. Oh, actually, no, he can't. Forget that. She's got 2 hit points left. 69. Right, she's got 2 hit points left after that as he just sucks the energy from her. You can see blood oozing out of her eyes, nose and mouth. She's not feeling too well after that, as you can imagine, but the vampire's a lot better than he was. So, that's Courage to go next.
Okay, just throwing this out there for the group. It's like, for all the damage we've just done him, he's just done that, almost killed one of us, and now he's as robust as he was, I don't know, about...
Not quite. He couldn't do. See, I think this spell's overpowered. I really do. I think there should be a limit to it.
What level spell is it?
It is a master spell, to be
It's a
fair.
master spell. It's got
Yeah.
12. Costs 12. Target number's 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that roll, he has to pass that 15.
Hmm.
You get a saving roll against his spell power of
Yeah, I
17.
suppose. Yeah.
He's fairly high up.
Yeah.
And it says basically it's if you have lost health, then Still Life allows you to regain it by taking it from a target you touch on a 1-to-1 basis for each point of health.
Wait a minute, just a second.
Does he
If
not
you
have
have
to make
lost-
an attack roll?
Yes, he does.
Toucher.
I would say he does.
Because
So, what's the range of it?
Touch.
it's touch.
It's touch.
Right.
Just a minute.
well-
I'm going to make an attack roll to touch her, and if he didn't manage to, then
That would be first contact, though. We've always gone with touch attacks as being like if the tokens are next to each other.
yeah, but I still think that would be an attack. He did actually hit, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in an extremely bad way. He's nearly as robust as he started, so you're also in a really bad way. So, things are looking a bit grim unless you can come up with something to minimise what he can do. So, courage to go.
To minimise what he can do. Okay. Is there something we've forgotten from the weaknesses of vampires?
Possibly. There might be something I've forgotten, actually. Wait a second.
Can he heal when he's in sunlight with a spell, though? I don't know.
With that spell, yes. But actually, I think I might...
So it's like the innate regeneration effect of vampires is nullified.
That's right. But his spell isn't. Yeah.
You know, magic is magic, regardless of who's
yes,
casting.
that's exactly right. Okay, sorry, yes, I just needed to make a roll there to make sure he could get close enough to touch her, because she's wearing garlic bulbs. But he did pass, so he did get close enough. So, courage to go. What would you like to do?
Okay, so Mog's been almost dead to the point of using the balm twice.
Yeah.
Mara is down to 2 hit points. I'm assuming that I can perceive how badly off she is. I mean, she's on my back, but she'll have slumped.
She's kind of
I'm down
slumped
to-
over your head. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to 25
Yeah.
from 40.
Yeah.
And he's just healed himself for a massive amount.
Yes.
I think we need to fall back.
We need to move.
I think that's not a bad idea, and bear in mind the way you got in is still available to you. You're actually
ropes?
standing right under the rope ladders, yes.
Right. I don't like the idea of running away from a fight, but I think this one's bigger than us.
Could be. Could be. Or, no, I can't tell you that.
Suggestions, people. Anything.
Pin him down.
You can pin him down. You can try that, yeah.
I would have to try to pin him down. At best, I've got another. Sorry.
It's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot.
If he can whip that spell off again, though, I mean that
No,
spell.
no, if he's pinned down, he can't move his arms.
Yeah.
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 Actually,
You try and take his other arm off.
I must ask the question: what disadvantage has he suffered up to now by only having one arm?
Mechanically speaking, it has reduced some of the options for him. He can't, if he gets enough stun points, he can't make a lightning attack. He doesn't have the second arm to attack with.
That's fair.
If he was to lose his other arm, it would take his physical attacks. Well, it wouldn't. He could still bite, I suppose. But it would. He needs at least one hand to cast his spells. If you were to maim him again, he couldn't cast his spells.
Right. There's nothing stopping him from getting that spell off again, though, is there? And taking like all of somebody's health.
Not at the moment. There's not.
If he was knocked prone.
Yeah.
and then held down by 3 people, you could stab him through the heart with a stake as a coup de grace.
As a coup de grace, you could, yes.
That's if we could get him prone.
If you could get him prone and if you could hold him down successfully, yeah.
Technically, we've got 4 attempts to hit him. This
Yes. Yeah. It is one of these where you're like both sides are in severe danger here. There is a very real risk of you killing him or him killing some or all of you. So,
Parley.
you could try it. You could try it. He's very feral, mind.
Yeah, I haven't got a whole lot of communication going on.
Oh no, that's a good point. I think your option here is probably going to be. Well, I don't know. I'll let you decide. Would you like to take a bathroom break and have some thinking time?
I think that's very wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take a bathroom break till. We can make it a slightly extended bathroom break if you like. How long do you want? 5, 10 minutes?
Give us 10 minutes and we'll have a thorough talk about it.
Okie dokie. I'll give you a 10-minute break, so that's. Well, we'll say 22. We'll come back. That's actually an 8-minute break. I'll see you back here in 8 minutes.
Right. Are we still recording?
I think Brian's gone. I have an
Right.
idea. It might be a stupid idea, but I have an idea.
Spill it.
I've still got the hunt.
Okay, and welcome back. Where we got to, I believe, was Courage. It's you to attack.
Right. Courage is
act,
going to
I should
hold
say.
action.
You're going to hold
Tamara.
action till after Tamara acts, yeah?
Yeah. And she's going to throw garlic on this guy.
Right, make an attack roll.
You want a fighting roll or
The accuracy.
Accuracy.
accuracy?
Throwing stuff.
Okay, that's a miss, I'm afraid. So, she lobs a thing of garlic, but you notice that as she does it, his reaction is extreme, in that he kind of ducks and shields himself as if, like, this is worrying him more than being shot full of arrows was doing. Okay, does Tamara have a minor action she'd like to take, or is it time to move on to...
Does she have any more garlic?
Oh, yeah, you were all wearing, like, a necklace of it that you got off...
Right. Tying another bulb, or tying as many bulbs as possible, to the free horn of Courage.
Right, okay, yeah, you can attach some to Courage, and it is Alderan to go next.
No, it's Courage to go because he was holding action.
Yes, good point. Courage to go.
No. Okay. All out attack.
All out attack, right, off you go then.
It's 3d6 plus 4. All out attack's the one for damage, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, okay. So let's just make plus 4 then. There we go.
And that looks like a hit, just. No, sorry, it's not. It's a miss, isn't it? 15 you needed to hit him, so that's a miss.
I don't suppose I could have aimed that. No, because it aims a minor action.
Aims a minor
Actually,
action, but you do have a
in-
minor action, so yes, you could have done. So yeah, that would be a hit.
May I aim my all-out attack in retrospect?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Thank you.
So we'll call
In which
that a
case,
hit. So roll the damage.
2d6 plus 6, because it's
Okay.
normally 5, plus 1 for being an all-out attack. With a steak and garlic upon.
Right, you are. So the garlic will do. Right. The effect of the garlic on him is not what you'd imagined. It's not. Well, it maybe is what you'd imagined. It's essentially like pepper spraying somebody. So
Mm-hmm.
he's going to need a saving throw. He's going to lose his next major action. He has taken 11 damage as well. So that's 6. That's minus 6 on his hit points. So he's down to 63. He now needs a saving throw. So let's bring up the. I'll just close off the thralls because they're all dead. Master Vampire, and it is stamina, which he doesn't actually have stamina. Okay, so it's just a Constitution saving throw. 17. He's passed this round, so he will still get a major action, but he loses his minor action instead. So that's not as much as you'd hoped, but it's helped a bit. Alderan to go.
Right. So Alarin runs round the lake,
Okay, yeah.
as it were,
Mhm.
and attacks him from the side.
Okay, you get your ambush bonus because he's very much focused on this massive bison and the 2 riders. Hasn't really noticed you thundering round the side and flanking him, so you attack essentially from the flank. Get a +1 to hit.
Right. Okay. I'll switch aim on then in that case,
Okay, yeah.
and I'll roll.
You
Basically, I'm going to attempt a brawling attack against him.
Right, yes, okay.
can move and aim.
No. It's not a move and aim. It's a +1 for ambush.
which is the same bonus as an aim would be, so he's just turned it on so it would help the calculation. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, make your brawling attack.
Wait for it.
Yeah, we're waiting.
I can't look.
Okay, that's a hit.
That's a 15.
Yeah.
It's only going to do improvised damage in effect,
Okay.
which
So-
is what does that actually make? What's improvised damage?
Is 1d. Well, improvised damage is 1d6
Plus strength.
plus strength.
So it's not too bad.
That's assuming that you're using an improvised weapon. If it's a punch, then it's 1d3 plus strength.
Yeah, I was just going to hit him with the butt of a sword, basically.
All right, yeah, no, that's 1d6 then. Yeah, in fact, you can just roll as if it was the sword damage, but we'll use it as subdual damage instead. So yeah, just roll the sword's normal damage. That's fine.
Okay. It'll be that then.
That's 9 points of damage. Right, you are.
How come you've used accuracy?
It's brawling.
Yeah.
That's not fighting.
No, not fighting. Brawling is accuracy.
accuracy. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so you come running round and you slam the pommel of the sword into the creature's temple, taking it completely by surprise. It staggers a little bit because it's still up to its knees in water and on a slope. So that's taken it a bit by surprise, hasn't seen you coming. It is now... Do you have... Oh no, you've done that as well. Okay, so...
Done the run and jump sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Try and take him down.
Okay, so it's Mog to go.
Right, so he's already lost his minor action, yeah? So
Yes.
if I throw seeds at him, he's not going to lose his major, no?
If you throw seeds at him and he fails his saving throw, yes, he will lose his major action as well. In fact, even if he passed, he would lose. Yeah, he can't really win if you do that now.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that now then.
Right.
And
So
then
Mog
uses his
takes the seeds
Oh.
that you'd collected before you came down and scatters them right across the stone up here with a skittering noise. The seeds, and you can see him like and trying to resist the urge to count them. Unfortunately for him, because he's already lost a minor action, even if he passed, he'd lose another minor action, and because he can't get his minor, it would become a major action he'd lost. I described that badly, but I know what I mean. Which
Yeah.
means it's Mog's scattering the seeds is a minor action, so Mog still gets a major.
Okay, right. Oh gosh, wish me luck, wish me luck. I am gonna I'm gonna go from with the axe, and if we could all like pray for some stunts here,
Yeah.
that would be good.
That's a 13. That's a miss, unfortunately.
Oh.
Okay, it's Nightfang to go, but he's lost his actions this round, so it's Courage to go.
All out attack.
Right, you are. You all out attack him. Go for it. Sean, could you roll another d6 for me, please, while you're about it? That's a miss from Courage.
Even with a retrospective aim action, that wouldn't work.
No, that wouldn't work. Okay, thank you, Sean. It's just occurred to me that he would have had a dexterity penalty for you flanking him, so that would have given you your pinpoint bonus. So he takes another 3 damage. Okay, it is Tamara to go, and she's in incredibly bad way. She's a whisker off just dropping dead at this point.
Yeah. Courage's minor action, however.
Courage's minor action, yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. I'm going to move out of his range to get Tamara out of his range.
Okay. Yeah. Move yourself to wherever you're going, and Tamara will have to come with you, obviously.
Yep.
Okay. So, and obviously,
Yep.
as well. Right. Okay, so Tamara can't attack hand to hand there, but she could fire a bow instead, if she chose to.
Yep.
Or she could make a attempt to heal herself as another option, or
Well.
Can she take the bomb off me?
yes.
Mm,
All
Okay.
she has to do is stick her fingers in and then apply it. So I would say that would she's got a major and a minor action. So yes, she can apply that last
Right,
thing of
that's-
bomb.
That's 2d6
Right.
health for her.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's 10 health she gets back.
Lovely. Okay. And then I'll try and stick him with an arrow.
Right, you are. So you're using your minor action for that, and then you're going to shoot. Ooh.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, come on!
Okay, that's right. She brings the bow up, thunk, straight through the center of his chest. That's because I assume that's what you do. Actually, it's up to you. Choose how you're using those 6 points of studs. Because actually, a mighty blow might not be your best option this round. So it's entirely up to you.
So hang on, I can maim him.
Yes, you could maim him.
You said 6 points of stunts. I could maim him. I could take his other hand off.
Yes, you can maim him.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Does it have to be his hand? Can you take his head off with a maim?
No, you can't take his
No.
head because that would be fatal.
That's what I was aiming for.
You can take a limb, an eye, an ear, But that's about it.
Can I stake him with this? Can I get this through his heart because it's a lethal blow?
No, because I mean you can do a lethal blow and the extra damage, but it wouldn't be an
Yes.
instant kill. It would just do the extra damage, but it would be extra damage you couldn't heal naturally.
Right.
But you'd still
Then
have the
we want
problem of that spell he's got, of course.
to be taking his other hand off so that he can't cast anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that was Louise's concept. If you maimed
Yeah.
the other hand, he couldn't cast anymore.
Yeah. So we'll take that as a maim then,
Okay,
and here's some damage.
okay. She brings up the bow. She takes very careful aim, and just as Nightfang's hand comes up, as if he's about to strike Alderon, which he will be eventually, the arrow goes straight through his wrist, shatters both of the wrist bones, and actually, an arrow is just large enough to cause that hand to come off. So she's severed the hand. It's technically still attached, but only by skin and a little bit of bone. All the nerves are severed, all the muscles and tendons are severed. He's now lost the use of both hands. He can no longer cast a spell. I was expecting some
Huzzah!
cheering there. Yes.
Shit.
And Tamara looks at him, meets his gaze, points to the marks under her eyes, and says, "You're next."
Actually, what I am going to do here then is, well, technically that should be a stunt in its. No, never mind. Never mind. I was going to say that would have made a great threaten stunt, but it would have been a stunt.
Already
So-
spent all the points.
and he spent all the stunt points on severing the tendons in his wrist.
Yeah.
So, now that you've
Purely-
put him on a level playing field with you,
Mhm.
it is Alderon to go.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to attack him with my swords.
Right, you are. He's aware you're there now, so you don't get the bonus for flanking him anymore because he knows you're there. So it's just 15 or better to hit him.
Hmm. Or is the swords the best way to go? That's the thing.
Don't know. It's your choice.
Because longbow does more damage.
Does it? Right, okay. Probably the bonus.
it's
Point. At this point, he can't heal himself. He can't heal himself with his natural ability. He can't heal himself with his spell.
Oh,
Get out of get out of his range altogether and just wail damage on him now. From range. We've got 3 ranged fighters. I'll charge him and I'll block the cavern off to stop him from getting away. We've got him.
Right, I'll tell you
Yeah,
what. I'm
we've
just going to take.
Get back in there.
I'm going to alter his character sheet to take these spells off the front page so they don't keep distracting us. Since he can no longer cast. Go back to his character sheet. That still leaves him with his. Why aren't his powers shown? Magic. Sorry, not magic. Powers. Shit, you've killed his thralls as well, so that takes his third
Yep.
method of healing away.
To
Because
be
he
fair,
can
at this
actually
point,
drain
like
energy
a
from them. Sorry?
to be fair, Brian, would you like a comfort break at this point?
Oh dear. No, that's fine. That's fine. He's in serious trouble now because he's lost all 3 methods of healing. Which you wouldn't. I did not foresee ever happening. But we're okay. So, anyway, Sean Alderon has. Oh, God, he's stunted as well, hasn't he? That's a definite hit with a 20. So, go ahead and pick your stunts and roll your damage.
Hmm. This is the thing. Right.
Lightning, surely. Rapid reloading lightning.
I knew
see,
I should have
this,
cast Puppets of Fate on you when I cast Hands of Fate on himself. He hasn't had any opportunity to use Hands of Fate to improve his lot. Whereas if he'd cast Puppets of Fate on you guys, he'd have been better off. But never mind.
yeah.
No.
Has no hands.
See,
Yeah.
the thing is, right? Yeah.
Yep.
If he's knocked prone,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it then possible to jump on him and stake him?
If he's knocked prone and restrained at the same time. Otherwise, you will be trying to fend you off with his stumps and struggling. So if he's knocked prone, that's about half of the thing. You would also need to restrain him. You know he's physically extremely strong, so you would imagine it's probably going to
That's
take
the
more
issue.
than
It
one of
needs,
you
it
to...
needs to be somebody with strength, and I don't have the strength to pin him down.
Yeah,
Plus, he can also add 6 to any roll that he makes to get back up.
that's right.
So basically, I'm just going to rapid reload and lightning attack him. Then in that case.
Okay, so roll the damage for your first hit first, and then you can roll your second attack.
Let's change that to that because I'm at point blank range.
That's 11 damage. So that's 6 gets through his armor. Let's just reduce that by 6. Minus 6. Doink. And your second shot, thunk, that's hit him as well.
Yeah, there you go. Take that.
And another 13 points of damage.
Then
That's an 8.
again.
Yep.
I can just move back around to here.
Yep. That's it. So that's put him down to. Well, I'll not tell you, but it's put him down by quite a lot. He's not quite halfway, but he's in a bad way. Sorry, say that again, Glenn.
I'm just saying, how bad does he look? Does he look like he's got a lot of wounds on him? And
He looks like he has a lot of wounds on him. He looks like he's starting to panic a bit as well, because he's lost all his support. He's lost his three methods of healing. He's under sunlight at the moment, which he's wishing he hadn't done. But he did think that the balance of power was very much in his court when he did it. And he's starting to take a lot of damage, and there's a lot of wood in or round his heart as well. So yeah, he's in quite a bad way. But you wouldn't say he's down to half his hit points yet.
So mug to go.
It is Mog to go.
Right. My minor action is to reload my pistol,
Right, okay.
and my major is to shoot.
Okay. So you spit the pistol ball down into the thing after you've dropped the powder in. You charge the
Bang.
pan, you pull the trigger back, and bang! And that's a hit with 5 points of stuns.
Take off his leg.
I
It's just a flesh wound.
think lethal blow makes the most sense here. Yeah.
Yeah, lethal blow would be quite a good one at this point. Yeah. He's not close enough to anybody to have cast that spell again anyway, even if he had enough hands to do it. That maim stunt. This is why you only allow it in boss fights.
Does a pistol only do? How much damage does a pistol do?
It at its base isn't huge. 1d6 plus 3.
Yeah, they're not
are you
massive.
adding your
Have you added your perception to that?
perception?
I think that's the plus 3. Let me just check. Yeah, that'll be the plus 3, but perception's plus 3.
Right, so it's 13 damage you've done to him. So it's 5, 6, that's 8 has got through, which minus 8. Thunk.
It's
So
one of the reasons I don't really use it that often,
Yeah,
unless
they're not
I'm
not as
being
powerful
too
as
far
all
away.
that.
than the reload staff.
So for the damage for the pistol,
Yeah.
by the book it's 1d6 plus 3.
All right.
Right, so you haven't been
1d6
adding your
plus-
perception, so you want to add that
Oh.
on your character sheet, and if you want to tell us the extra damage you just did there now as well.
Hang on. Well, my perception's 3, so would
So
that be
there's
another 3?
3 off?
Yes.
Yeah.
So your actual pistol is D6 plus 6.
6. Yeah.
Right. That's
Hasn't Mob
Did you-
shot him twice already? Oh, he would have just... No, we'll not do that, because he would have just drained that
No,
off
no,
Tamara
that-
and killed her.
that-
Yeah.
That's why my
Yeah.
bow is so deadly.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
D6 plus 7 for an arrow
Mhm.
due to the perception bonus.
Right.
Okay, so you fire the shot, it goes hurtling towards him, hits him square in the stomach, which would have been a fatal hit on a living thing, but despite the fact there's now a gaping wound where his stomach should be, you're just getting sort of black, semi-clotted blood slopping out of that every now and again with each pulse. Just splot, splot. It's him to go, and he's going to try and make it back to the temple now, because there is one method of healing left to him,
Font.
but he needs to get the living fuck out of here. So let's just have a... So that's... I just need to check his speed, actually, because I think he is a touch on a speedy side. Not as much as I'd hoped. So it's going to be a run. It's going to be an all-out, like, run the hell away.
Pretty certain I can outpace him.
I think it'll be about on a par, actually, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm close enough to him to just turn around and lace into the back of him for a +1.
hang on. That went a little touch wrong there, so that gets him... Let's try that again. Right, so it gets him there, plus... do the same again. That's 9 to there, 11 to there, 14 to there, 15 to there, and yep. So he's raced up that corridor, snarling at you on the way past as he runs, and he is obviously in fear for his own life. But he is making off towards the temple again, you think.
Hang on, is his regeneration ability active again because he's in the dark?
It will be, yes. So that gets him one of his actions back. Sorry, one of his methods of healing back.
And he's heading to
However,
the font.
if he, to get to the font, he's got to... oh no, it broke out, didn't it? So yeah, you're going to have to get him before... So, that's back up with the turn order. He's made it a long way down the passageway, you think, but he's definitely running, and it's courage to go.
Chase after him.
I was going to say, are we pursuing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, mount up.
Okie
I
dokie.
thought you were.
Sorry?
Are they not already on him?
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
I didn't know if Alderaan wanted to get on as well.
Alderaan
run
can
fast.
run just about as fast as you do anyway.
I run faster. I'm faster than a vampire.
Yeah, elvesman.
Okay.
Fleet of foot.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna need stat nav again. So
Right, south.
has he definitely gone in that direction though?
Well, you imagine so. You don't know because you couldn't see, but you imagine he's heading for the font because it's the most likely thing
Right.
to save him at this point.
I'm guessing. He can't be moving faster than me, surely.
He was ahead of you by 5 squares.
I had a head start on him though. I was closer to the cave mouth.
You were closer to the cave mouth, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you would catch up to him then.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to sort of go with the easiest way of working out how far I can get.
15
So I
for a
would
move, 30 for a run, 45 into... It is 15 your speed, yeah?
In bison form 13.
13, sorry. So that's 20
Yes.
39 is the maximum distance you could go.
And how far did he go?
45.
Oh God, right.
So you're 6...
But you would catch him anyway because he was like at least 8 squares away across the
yeah,
lake.
he was. Yes, so
Oh,
you're definitely
right.
going to catch him up.
That's what I was
Because as
thinking.
Sean points out, he had to cross the lake. He had to use some of his movement just to get to where you started. I'm just
Yeah.
going to move Tamara
Thank you.
and Thingy down because they're on your back.
Yep.
So technically speaking, if Tamara can see him, she can shoot.
Yeah.
Yes, she absolutely can shoot. Kurd just
Right.
bearing down on him at high speed, doesn't have the action points left to
Does
attack when he
Tamara
gets there.
actually have a bag of seeds?
Yes.
Tamara still has a bag of seeds, yes.
Like throw them ahead of him.
Yes.
Yep. XP for Sean there.
Yes, 25 points to Sean for the experience points for that idea. So, it is Tamara to go next. Is she going to throw the bag of seeds as a minor action?
She is. And I'm assuming this doesn't require any form of accuracy because it's just like literally
Oh,
throwing
no.
them on the floor.
Yeah, it's just flinging them on the floor in front of him. Doesn't require any roll or anything. You just chuck, but that's you only have enough to do this once, each of you. So
Yes,
she flings the bag in front of him. Now, if he fails his save and throw, he loses his major action. If he passes it, he only loses his minor action. So
I'll still slow him down.
it'll still slow him down. Yeah, it definitely will. So let's have a look. And willpower save and throw. Target number is a feral, so it is hard. That's 15. He's passed, but he's lost his minor action.
Okay.
To be honest, if he'd failed, I'd have burned up some of those 6 points he's got in his fate pool that he's never had any use for. So it's Tamara's major action.
Is she within range to do a melee attack?
Yes.
Hopefully. Can't aim though.
No, can't name.
Oof.
That's a miss, I'm afraid. If
Is he
From
hang on. Is he facing away?
Oh, bums. Yes, she's attacked him from behind, so it's a hit. It's a hit, and with 5 points of stunts at that.
Oh yes.
Leg.
So that'll be a lethal then.
Lethal blow, yeah, no problem.
That's 4d6 plus 2.
Ah, dear. Right, okay.
Die, you undead fiend.
That's 14 points of damage, so that's 9 gets through his armour. So she slashes at the back of his neck. Unfortunately, because he's moving quite quickly, she hasn't made the perfect connection that would have severed his head. What she's done instead is cut along the back of his neck. It's quite deep. It's bleeding that sort of thick, black, clotted blood. It's not deep enough to have killed him, though. Alderan to go.
Where's it gone?
Alderan to go?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
just moving.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
you were
That's because
crying,
we're all
going,
focused on where
"No!"
the action is. We hadn't noticed you were moving. Ah, so you are, yeah. Here he comes. Hussein Bolt, the elf here. Okay. Is that you done, Sean?
Now, hold on. Right, so that's there.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to be able to catch up. But you do run out of actions before. Bollocks! You've blocked his exit.
So I'm actually there blocking the doorway.
Okie dokie. So he loses his minor action because of the what's the names? It's not him to go yet. Anyway, it's Mog.
If you can knock him down,
Yeah.
he doesn't get to do anything but stand up or crawl.
Am I close enough to hit him with my axe from the back of Courage?
From the back of
or
Kurt.
not?
Yeah, you can. You can.
Okay. Okay.
If you roll double ones, there is a risk you might hit Kurge. If you roll triple ones, you've definitely hit either Kurge or Tamara.
Fingers crossed.
Roll a 15.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh dear. Or of course you could just roll 2 6s and a 4 for a hit with 4 points of stunts.
Knock him down and skirmish him away from the thing.
Let me just check.
No, can you skirmish under my feet?
Not really, no.
No. Skirmish him into the guano.
It depends how much damage you're about to roll here, but looking at how badly wounded he is, there's a possibility you could finish him here. But
The thing is, right, if you knock him down, the only thing you can do is get up because he'll lose both his actions.
Yes.
Or he'll crawl.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna knock prone. Just decide to do the other two.
okay,
I suspect I'm gonna go for mighty blow and hit the extra 1d6 just in
Yeah.
case. It may be
Yeah.
overkill. It might
Yeah.
not.
yeah,
So
go for it.
Do it. Kill the vampire. Ooh, nice roll.
Yeah. So he's 5 points of armor. Leaves 14 has gone through. Shine
Yeah.
a light. Right. Sorry. Okay. So you lean over with the axe and swing it right into his the back of his head. Thunk. It just twists in your hand a little bit, so you don't get quite the sort of edge into his skull that you'd hoped for, but you've still hit him for you've cracked his skull.
Oh,
You can actually see bits of brain matter starting to ooze through it as he hits the ground and boof. Ow!
He's sat there going,
Yeah.
Peter Griffin style, holding his head.
Yeah, pretty much. He's got like one stump where his hand used to be, clamped over the massive wound to the back of his head. He's very, very close to dead now.
I'm still
However,
trying to count seeds on the floor.
yes, he's lost his major action, hasn't he? So, or was it his minor he lost? It was his
He lost his
minor.
mind, but he's been knocked prone, so
Yeah, but he's in the next square to a charging buffalo, so he can still attempt to bite Courage. But that's literally all he can do, really. Just bite Courage. So that's what he's going to do. If I can find him.
Get
Here
out,
he
be
is.
careful with the angle, because isn't his brain gonna drop out if he?
a bit like.
He's from Sunderland, he hardly ever uses it. My- My apologies to any of the viewers from Sunderland. It must be awful for
But
you.
not the player.
But not the player from Sunderland. Right, okay, so an attempt to bite Courage. He twists around and tries to sink his fangs into Courage's forward leg. Because there's a nice big vein in there, nice big juicy vein. He's bitten you and he's scored 3 points of stunts.
Right.
So, damage first is 11. And I'm just going to take a look at his preferred stunts because I'm sure there's something interesting he can do here.
Write an English essay.
Oh, damn it, he hasn't got enough points for that one.
Sorry for that weird.
No, that's fine.
That came from something I didn't realise I was terrible.
It's the history of relief. We thought we were all going to die, and then
Yeah, so he's bitten Courage. He's going to do a additional dice of damage as well with one of the stunts. That's another 6 points. So that's 17 points of damage that Courage took. And the impact as he bites into your front leg and rips this massive wound out. It's taken Courage a bit by surprise, and as he tries to put his hoof down, it just buckles under him and he collapses to the ground. That would be the knock prone stunt that's also been applied. Not quite, because he's also skirmishing you with his last points of stunts. So you slam into bump that stone pillar there.
Right.
However, you had two people on your back when you hit that. Tamara has been thrown and is now prone. And actually, make a dexterity riding roll or a dexterity acrobatics roll first, because you might not be. She failed, so she's knocked prone and takes D3 damage. Courage needs another D3 damage as well, actually. So
Or
hitting
for what?
the stone pillar.
Oh.
So it'll
okay.
be half of whatever I roll here. Oh, one, right. So that's not going to get through your armor. So Tamara took also one, which isn't going to get through hers either. Can we have a dexterity riding or dexterity acrobatics roll for Mog, please?
Don't have riding or acrobatics. Can I use lock picking?
Do you know what? No, you can't. But it's almost worth giving you some experience points for some classic taking the piss there. Okay, so that's Mog has been thrown and crashed to the ground, prone as well. So for a vampire who is literally on his knees and about to die, he's in his last, what I assume are going to be his last moments, he's doing quite well there. Mog, you take half of what I'm about to roll. That's 3 points of damage from the fall.
Okay.
Armor shield you from that.
Yeah, that's not gonna give me any damage.
That's fine. Okay, so you've all been flung around by this vampire's desperate attack. That's him done, so it's Courage to go.
Can I gore him from a prone position?
Yes, you can, because you're right next to him. In
Yeah.
retrospect, I should have skirmished you a bit further.
Come on.
Right. So. Can I do all-out attack from a prone position?
No, I'm going to say you can't.
That's fair enough. So. 3d6 plus 4. And I certainly can't charge.
No,
I will,
you can't. You can't.
I will, however, aim.
Yes, you can aim.
Right. That's plus 1, isn't it? Yeah.
That's plus 1. Yeah. That is a hit, but with no stunts. So roll the damage. That's 9 damage. That's 4 gets through.
Bearing in mind, I still have a steak on one horn and some garlic wrapped around the other.
You still have garlic on, don't you? So let's just make his
Fear test.
fear test. Yeah. It's actually stamina, isn't it? Constitutional stamina. There we go. 13 to be off. Feck's sake. Right. Okay, so he's lost his minor action for the round because the garlic is essentially acting like mace or pepper
Oh,
spray.
has he?
Or has he? Yes, very good point. He's finally had an opportunity to use one of those fate points. He's passed. He's passed. So yes, he shrugs off the effect of the garlic. And it is Tamara to go.
How many points did he use?
1.
All right.
You just
So
need to
it-
roll 13 to pass.
Yeah.
At that
So
point.
it's down to 5 in his pool.
5, that's right.
We really do some sort of on-screen counter for that.
We could, yeah. Unfortunately, the little dots only go up so far. Actually, it
Yeah.
might be enough now. But anyway, it's Tamara to go. I might
Oh,
buy
right.
the number. There's a little pack of number counters that you add into token effect counters. I might just
Well,
buy
don't
them.
forget Christmas is coming up.
Mhm.
The other thing you could do would be you could right click on him and click on him and use one of the red, green, blue.
I've got space in the green actually, so yeah, I'll type it in there.
So just remember what it is.
Yeah.
You could add it as a stat to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Standing up for Tamara.
standing up, so that's a minor action taken up. Yeah.
So this guy's prone. This is where we wanted him to be, so that we could restrain him. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think we've got the strength to do that unless we all dogpile him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So just gonna go for a melee attack then.
Okay. She swings her sword in his general direction, make an attack roll.
And you get +1 for him being prone.
Yep.
Yes, you do. That's 19. That's a hit.
Lovely.
No stunts though.
No stunts.
Sadly.
Yeah. That's 6 damage. That's 1 gets through. He's down into single figure hit points now, though. And that's Tamara gone, so it's Alderan to go.
So I'll throw a bag of seeds at him because I haven't done that yet onto the floor.
Right, you are. So he needs his
Just about here.
save and throw against. So let's make his willpower save and throw. Passed. So that's his minor action he's lost for the round.
Yeah. So if he wants to stand up,
Yeah.
that's all he could do. Anyway, at this point, I'm still going to shoot him though.
Okay. Yep. Take a shot.
It's at a -1 to hit. I take it. I can't. Do I have a higher dexterity than him, effectively, or not?
Essentially, while he's prone, I'm going to say yes.
Prone and missing both hands surely
Yes.
has to affect his dex.
Well, I don't know about the hands, but the legs would have done, and you haven't taken them. But he's prone. He's busy. I'm going to shit.
It's a 16 anyway, but which would have gone down to a 15 for him being down on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? How far away from me is he?
He's not.
Is he within 6 yards?
Let's just take it. Yeah.
Oh, he's-
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, right. Let's roll damage. They're on four sets of point four. What do we do?
Depends what you do with those stunts. What happens next?
Yeah. So there's going to be a lightning attack,
Right.
right? And the damage from the first arrow
Mhm.
is going to be 14.
Right, you are. So that's hit him in the pectoral muscles again.
Right. And I would go for a rapid reload and a second shot,
Right, you are.
which rolls a 19.
Right, you are. Thunk. That's hit him again in the side.
And that does another 8 damage.
Right, you are. So you're peppering him with arrows, but it doesn't seem to be having any further effect than the fact that he's very close to dead. Right, so it is.
And then I will stand firm at this
And
point.
stand firm. Right.
Oh no, I can't. I threw the seeds, didn't I?
You threw the seeds. That's right, you did. So, Mog, you to go.
So hold up, this vampire is now looking like Boromir at the end of Lord of the Rings, and I am an orc.
Yes. Yes, very good point. Like,
I put a horn in his mouth.
here, blow this, pal.
Right. Well, I don't have to get out of prone to use my minor action to reload my pistol, do I?
No, you don't.
Right, okay.
Quick question before you do that though.
Yeah.
Is it possible for Mog to like leap across there and stake him through the heart?
Would that be both minor and major?
It
And
would, yeah.
I'm currently prone.
Yeah. So you
You
wouldn't have
crawl
enough
over
actions to do that. It's all right if you
I could
shoot
crawl.
him through the heart. That'll work as well.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to use my minor to reload and
Okay.
my major to shoot. Surprisingly.
Okay, go for it. And that's 5 points of stunts. So, what do you want to use the stunts on?
I'm gonna lethal blow it, to be honest. I don't really
Right.
think there's anything else
Okay.
to do at this point.
So, you recharge the pan, you bring the pistol up, you go. There's a resounding bang. There's a flash of sparks, there's smoke, and the shot goes directly through the centre of his heart, killing him outright.
Hey!
And with that, he screams, and there's nothing left of him.
All right, so
Okay.
we don't have to drag the body all the way into the sunlight and then stake him up and burn him or anything like that.
You don't, and I've just deleted Courage by mistake.
I'm full of adrenaline from that. I'll scream back at the empty space.
Yep, okay. I'm just going to put Courage back in.
Of light. Suddenly, I'm a crocodile.
You're a crocodile again.
There's that alligator.
Yeah, do you want to switch
Zero.
yourself back to the thing? So yeah, that last shot went straight through the centre of his heart. Literally, all anybody had to do at that point was score stunts and declare that they were using them on either a mighty blow or a thing, because he'd been on 1 hit point for a round there.
Oh, really?
But to kill a vampire, you have to hit either
You
the
need
heart or
5.
sever the head.
Right. So it's a case. It's a Bon Jovi then. That one.
Yes, shot through the heart and Mog's to blame.
You made the vampire a dark stain.
Yeah, so you're kind of stunned for a minute. You're standing there looking around. You can't believe it's all over and you're all still alive. At least you think you're still alive. You start checking yourself. I'm not dead, am I? I didn't get. Did I get bitten? Did I get bitten? Am I bitten? Am I bitten?
Most of us were.
I take it
Yes.
vampire bites as such. You don't, unless you die from it, don't turn you into a vampire. It's
The
not.
vampire has to use the converting bite stunt.
Right.
Right.
And he didn't try.
And he didn't try it because he didn't actually want to convert you, because his hunting area is very limited. So
Yeah.
it wasn't until you killed his thralls that he would really have considered convert.
I
Sorry,
think we should take a breather, everybody.
I think you should take a breather because you are on the verge of death yourself in a lot of cases. So you're kind of looking round, stunned, jumping at every slight noise. But you can take a breather, and I will dish out the experience points for that battle, that huge consequential battle with the 3 vampires there. You all get 400 experience points.
What about anybody else? But I could really go for some goat cheese right now.
Yeah,
I
so-
think we need to explore what's in the other
Agreed.
room here. I need to roll it. You get a D6, don't you, back from the breather?
you get, I'll just show you.
5.
You get
plus-
5 plus your constitution plus your level.
Oh, 5 plus Constitution plus level.
Yeah.
5 plus Constitution plus level. Hit point off maximum then.
Right, you are. And if you want to do healing actions as well, there's the stats for the healing action just popped up. You need to pass an intelligence healing test of 11 or better. And if you pass it, you get your stunt dice plus the healer's intelligence back.
Yeah. My intelligence is a 1. Does anybody want me to attempt to heal them?
I've got a healing kit still, if you've already used that.
Well, you can't do healing
Without it. Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Right.
I've
So
got
somebody else
intelligence
should do it, and I think you should all use it on whoever's got the lowest health.
I've got intelligence 3, so I've got the best chance. I think you've got 3 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, crack on then.
How bad is everybody at this point for health?
Actually, after the breather, I'm on 34, which isn't terrible.
I'm on 18. Tamara is on 21.
So that's not
Right,
too
so-
bad. Before you took the break to give yourself some thinking time, it looked very much like we were headed for a total party kill. And what
It
actually
took a
happened, didn't it? Yeah. And what happened
Oh.
immediately afterwards was you kicked the living crap out of Nightfang.
I was totally pushing for retreat.
Yes.
I just think
Yeah,
putting them on
I
the floor
would,
was the best idea.
yeah, I would
Like-
have agreed with retreating, but I was really worried that it would have put that guy and his dog in danger.
Yes, it would have done, because he'd have come looking and he'd have found
Yeah.
Huel. Even if you'd run somewhere else, he'd liable have found Huel. And actually, you couldn't have got to safety anywhere else, so you'd have wound up fighting it at the entrance to Huel's abode, which would have put him in danger. Yeah.
And on a night time as well.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
a night time. So tell you what, because the party made the choice to physically risk themselves rather than to put Huel the goat herd at risk, I'm going to give you all an additional 50 experience points.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you go, you made 450 experience points out of one little fight.
Little.
That was a very much touch and go. I think that heal undead spell is just way over the top there. For
It is a
what,
it is a master spell, but I do think that's a touch overpowered as well. Bear in
especially
mind,
yeah.
two
As you
things
say,
about that master vampire is not all master vampires have that spell. It depends what selection of spells I use. And actually, as master vampires go, he was very much on the bottom end.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was concerned he might be when you said his hunting ground was small.
Yes.
I'm like, does that mean there's a stronger one
Oh,
somewhere?
much stronger one. He was actually subpar. Standard master vampires are 120 hit point monsters, health monsters.
yeah, you need
He
to be
started
some
with 75.
level whatever,
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
12 plus to fight
Yeah,
them.
yeah, absolutely. Those
So
thralls
ability,
were subpar as well. The thralls were 50 hit points each instead of 75. The master was 75 instead of 120. And that's the base stats for those creatures. You can get elite vampire masters, which are more powerful than the average, and so on. So, Strad from the Ravenloft setting, for example, would be an elite at
he's
least.
legendary anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, legendary, which would put him in the 200
can't-
health range.
You can't fight him until the last battle.
Yeah. So you did very well to defeat that creature, but just bear in mind, be very careful of vampires in future, because that was actually a comparatively weak one.
Right. Okay.
But I don't want to
Question.
take anything away from you, because that was a fantastic fight. You did extremely well to beat him. I actually, when I wrote this, envisaged it being a fight, retreat, regroup, come back, and actually you pushed through and beat him in one. So it's, yeah. But
I said those words.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you were on the verge of doing what I imagined was going to be necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, now then, you can move yourselves around a little bit.
Has the encounter ended? Do I need to drop bison form?
You don't. Excuse me. You don't need to. It's entirely up to you. Oh, sorry, the encounter's ended. So yes, you do. You do have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in here? What's this to the south?
Oh, sorry, I forgot it.
I need to be shrunk. I'm not this big.
That's right. You do need to be shrunk. Well, stand still then. There you go. Okay. From the temple, the first thing you notice is the swirling blood cloud in the font.
Which seems to have disappeared.
It's dissipating. It's swirling down and down and lessening and lessening and lessening and lessening. If you want to stick your faces in it or your hands in it, you've got about one combat round before it disappears.
No.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go because it reminds me of that weird font at Saragos's tomb, and we got weird visions of that, didn't we?
You did, yes. So you are going to have a go, you say, yes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me just bring up the thing for...
I'll bet you Saragossa made it.
It doesn't actually look like the same design. If anything, this looks far too crude to be anything that he would have had anything to do with. But it almost looks as if this might be where he got the idea from.
That's why if this gives me 34 damage
Just imagine
and
that.
turns
Okay.
me into a vampire, I'll not be
So-
amused.
And that's not healing moss out there, is it?
It's not healing moss out there, no. Okay. Anyone touching the
Right.
blood cloud, such as Mog, you suddenly suffer crippling pain. It's like almost like stomach cramps, as if you'd eaten something that you were catastrophically allergic to. Your entire body convulses. You start vomiting up blood. Take 3d6 damage. Oh, wait a minute. Make a Constitution stamina test first. You've passed. Okay.
I've eaten granny cheese, giving me a stomach for everything.
In that case, I'm going to roll some damage and you're going to half it.
Okay.
So, 14. That's 7 points of damage you take.
Okay.
That obviously it doesn't stunt because it's a damage roll.
Well, it's my own silly fault, I suppose.
Just a little bit. However, It's worse than that.
Oh,
Okay. So, as the stomach cramps continue, your head begins to spin, you feel extremely dizzy, roughly like I've been feeling a lot lately. Only you don't have a very nice doctor who can prescribe you the correct dosage of medication for it. So your head is spinning. You stumble to the ground, you're on all fours, and in your mind's eye you can see this goat-headed bloated, fat humanoid with massive black bat wings staring back at
oh,
you. These red goat eyes just. And then its mouth splits into what is the most malicious grin you've ever seen.
oh no.
After which point, everything suddenly. Excuse me a second. Suddenly, it's beginning to spin, and it suddenly goes completely black.
Oh no.
What goes completely black?
Everything. Mog's
The
just.
mug.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yep. In fact, Louise, that should have literally gone completely black for you there now.
It hasn't,
Uh,
It
but
hasn't.
okay.
it hasn't, but I don't know. But
Okay.
like,
Should have done. I've just switched your sight off, but never mind.
She might have a
Magical
partition.
investigation.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm going to investigate magically. I'm going to do arcane law to look at this font and Morg and the effects on her.
Okay, make an arcane law roll, please. Might as well switch your sight back on then if the effects are going to work.
don't you not gonna be happy about it.
Okay, with a 12, Kurge has never seen this effect before. He's heard of magical fonts that can poison people. He's never actually encountered one. He's not exactly sure, but there are symbols around the edge, the lip of this font, and as I mentioned previous week, there's carvings of like a very crude carvings of a goat-like head, which Kurge recognizes because you've passed just enough for this as Orcus, the god of the undead.
If we set light to this, if we set light to this font, if we burned it, would that break whatever effect is on Morg or whatever hold it might have on her?
You're not
Don't
break
think.
Mog.
Sorry, say that again, Louise.
Break Mog.
No, Mog's going to be okay. Mog's just passed out. She's going to recover in about half an hour.
You know that,
You passed by just enough, I'll let you. Yeah.
right? Okay.
Alderon's headed up to the very crude altar, which is largely just a roughly dressed stone which has been slapped on top of a couple of other stones to hold it upright. Other than that, it's got a carving of the goat-like head with the ram's horns and whatnot on it again, which you recognise. When I say God of the Undead, he's actually a demon. But yeah, you're recognising it now from what Kerr just told you as Orcus.
Focus, focus.
Yeah.
Just a quick question.
Yes?
Just a quick question.
Mhm.
So isn't the same goat head that was in 4 places on the bridge? Was it?
That was gargoyles.
That was Gargoyles.
Was that goat?
Yeah. that was
Okay, fair
Gargoyles.
enough.
Right, Morg, you've recovered. You wake up. Everybody's buggered off to look at the altar. Just left you there.
Put her in the recovery position with a blanket under it.
Looking for hidden compartments, other engravings, anything underneath
Make
the
a
altar.
perception searching roll for me.
Well, I've got seeing and I've got hearing, but I haven't got searching.
Okay, just a perception roll then.
Okay.
15. Okay, you're fairly confident that there's no hidden compartments, that this whole thing is constructed too roughly to have anything concealed. Even the font, which has obviously had more care taken, there's nothing there that suggests it. From where Alderon's standing, he's at the top of a flight of stairs, which as they descend, go underwater. So the chamber that they're leading down to has been flooded. And about 3 or 4 steps down is where the water is washing onto the steps.
Right. How deep do we think the water is then, by the depth of the stairs to the length of the wall?
You would say about chest height.
Right. And is it the same in this flooded corridor?
Yes, it is.
The east. So
It's actually that's slightly less deep, so that's sort of waist height.
right. But then Kurge is looking down the other one where there isn't any water.
Where it's completely dry, yes.
Do
Well,
we want to
myself
investigate?
myself and Mog could go down the water one with no ill effects. Because
Yeah.
if I just wait around enough, I'm going to have magic points back again. I can take an aquatic form.
It's going to take you
I was
quite a
gonna
while
say,
to get them
like, I feel like I've already done one silly thing, but I can also have a look
down.
as long as it's down there.
Right. I think we should investigate the dry corridor.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
Okay.
Kurge would remind people that down here is seeing caskets, and it leads round back to the east to the other door that he blocked off, and it's like caskets from one side to the other.
Yeah, those caskets were underwater.
Ah,
were they filled?
yeah, perhaps.
His vision wasn't clear enough to tell.
Right. But I still think we should investigate and have a look round down there.
Yeah, the
I don't
dry
think
one
about
seems
this.
to. You don't think it'll have anything to do with the caskets, because in Kurge's vision, the caskets were slightly submerged.
Oh, Brian,
Yes,
health-wise,
yes.
where am I? Having taken all of that damage as a bison, am I back at the health level that I was
What's
before I changed?
No. You've taken that any damage that you. It's hard to explain.
it was if you take Kurge's points away from the maximum of the bison,
Yes.
right? And you've suffered that damage to the bison down to what Kurge's would be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Any damage past what Kurge's would be is what you've still got
Right.
Right.
off Kurge's
Okay.
health. So
It's very difficult to explain in words I can think of at the moment, but what's Kurge's health normally?
Maximum 34.
And what health was he at before he changed?
I think he was about 19.
19, right. And what health did he have in buffalo form?
40.
And how much of that had he lost?
what was he down to?
I was down. Well, I've since upped it because of the breather, which
Right.
was my level +5. So he was down to 10 from the vampire bite on his leg.
He was down to 10, and normally Kurge has 5 hit points less than the buffalo does, yeah? The buffalo form does.
6.
6. Okay, so that's what you're down to, I'm afraid. You're down to you're quite bad form then. If you only had 10 left as a buffalo, you've only got
Yes.
4 left as Kurge the... No, sorry, 6 left.
6 left, but then I took a breather.
But then you took the breather. Right, okay, so you got back your 5 plus your level plus your constitution.
Right, on to 6. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to go because we seem to be having like some sort of power issue.
Okay.
Please do make a note of my health there, and I'll deal with that when I get back.
Right, yeah, no problem. You go sort that out. Okay, so the rest of you heading
Yep.
down this passageway. Just move yourselves to the end of it, and there's a room at the end. Just have a look in there, and I'll tell you what you find. Okay, so you've entered what appears to be some kind of treasure chamber. There are 5 bags of there are 5 bags of coins. There is a chest. There are 2 amphora. Yeah, it's basically a treasure room. So if you would like me to just read out the treasure for you, I shall do that. Is people ready to record what I'm about to tell them?
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on.
I'm shutting it down.
All right. If you want to jot it down, then I'll
Okay.
not bother.
There are 3 bags of silver coins. Each bag contains 100 silver coins in it. So that's 300 silver there.
Thanks, Mister. Whole silver.
Yeah. There's a bag of gold coins with 100 coins in it.
Okie dokie.
And there is a bag of 100 copper coins.
So 100 gold and 100 copper.
That's right, yes.
300 silver.
And 300 silver, yeah.
In addition to the bags of loose coins, there's also a single longsword of great beauty. Its blade seems to be the perfect representation of the bladesmith's art. The hand grip is bound in oxblood leather and gold wire, and the pommel represents a bearded humanoid wearing a helmet.
Right.
Did
I'm
I-
back. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Everything okay?
Yeah, we had the same thing last night. Just the power kind of flicks on and off repeatedly.
Right.
It's like some sort of like repeated brownout.
Oh.
Thankfully, all this is rigged up on a UPS, so
Yeah.
it hasn't done any just the lights.
Right,
back
like
was-
a flicker.
Yeah. Sounds
So
like
I was
you're
down to-
losing ampage or something there.
Could be. We're looking into what it might be.
voltage, I mean, I don't know.
So I was down to 6, and I got 8 back from the breather.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. So 14 you're on at the moment. So, Glyn, what's happened? I'll just move you to catch up to everyone else. Right, there
Thank
you
you.
go. You've found the vampire's treasure chamber,
Ooh.
in which you've found several bags of coins.
Mm-hmm.
20 copper coins.
There's 100 copper, 100 gold, and 300 silver. Okay.
And once again, so I can take note of that.
I think.
It's alright, I've got it noted down. I'll copy paste it to you if you want it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so in addition to that, there is a locked trunk, and there is also this sword that I'm describing. That's where I was at when you came back. So I'll just start describing that
And
again.
2 amphora.
And 2 amphora.
You said-
Yeah.
Amphora.
In addition to the bags of loose coin, there is a single longsword of great beauty. Its blade seems to be a perfect representation of the bladesmith's art. The hand grip is bound in oxblood leather and gold wire, and the pommel represents a bearded human head wearing a helmet.
Oh look, tomorrow there's a sword that you can have.
Yeah.
It
It's,
sounds
it's,
as though it's dwarven.
At first glance, the pommel looks like it's a representation of a dwarf, but something about it just doesn't quite look right.
is it St. Cuthbert?
It's not St. Cuthbert, no.
Okay.
Could be some
Arcane
barbarian.
lore roll, anybody?
Yep.
I don't think I have that, but I will check.
But somebody with a beard, it's not elven.
It's not Elven, no.
Isn't Palor, is it?
With a half
No, it's
elf?
not. Okay, Kurge has just passed. 13 was the target number. Kurge has heard of these blades before. It's a long time since many of them were known about, but there used to be a few in the Grand Duchy because you've always had problems with giants in the hills. This is a giant bane longsword.
Oh,
The magical blade has the following properties. It's +1 to hit, or +2 if the target's a giant. It does +1 damage, or +1d6 +1 damage if the target's a giant. The blade glows a faint red when giants are within 50 meters. So I will just cut and paste all of that into the chat for you.
okay.
And you're quite right that Tamara's got her eyes on this.
Because that's she's the only one who really would benefit from it, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. There you go. That's the giant longsword. The giant slayer longsword. The amphora have just got wine in them, and it's not even particularly good wine, just to add insult to injury.
I'm not touching it, not now. I'm doing with stick in my face and weird liquids in this place.
It's just malt vinegar.
Just malt vinegar. Yeah, it does have a bit of a vinegary sour taste to it. It's pretty poor quality wine. So that only
Yeah.
really leaves the locked trunk in the corner.
Hello, 'tis me, your friendly neighborhood lockpicker. I'm gonna check for traps first, if that's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Make a roll. That would be.
Everybody stands 30 feet down the corridor.
Okay, Mog is fairly convinced there's no obvious traps on it. There's none on the outside. Just slides a blade in underneath the join of where the lid touches it and gently moves it around. There's nothing there. She looks into the lock, gently taps around inside with the lockpicks. There's nothing at all she can find that seems to be a trap of any kind. So she feels
it locked?
confident she can safely. Yes, it's locked. She can safely go ahead and pick the lock.
Okie dokie.
And she picks the lock with no trouble at all. It's like, yeah, this is a really click, click, thump, lock's open. This is a really easy lock to pick. She actually picked it faster than she could tell you that.
Ta-da!
There you
At which
go.
point the medic wakes up.
Yeah. Inside, you find there's a small pouch. That pouch is lying on top of a suit of chainmail that's a slightly odd colour, slightly odd, sort of silvery colour. It's remarkably beautiful.
Mithril?
It is elven mail, yes. There is also 2 potions in 2 bottles, and a beautiful grey-style helmet. It's an open-faced helmet with a horse's plume and red enamel inlay.
Ooh, pretty.
Very.
Shiny.
So, since you've already guessed the elven mail, the elven mail provides an armor rating of 5, but can be worn under normal clothing and has no armor penalty.
Oh, nice. No armor penalty for a mage either, then.
Well, it would have the drawbacks to
It has
casting.
it'll have a magic penalty.
Yeah, it has a magic penalty, but it
It
doesn't.
doesn't have the dex and the movement penalty.
That's
yeah.
correct. It doesn't have the dexterity or the movement penalty, which means it would be ideal for either a fighter or a rogue.
Yes.
And the helmet as well is the other thing in there.
It probably fits an elf, yeah.
It would fit a human or a smallish human or an elf. Yeah, so it would fit of the party you've got handy. It would suit either Alderan or Tamara, as would the helmet.
What's the helmet though?
The helmet is, as I say, it's a beautifully crafted metal helmet with an open faceplate and red enamel inlay and a horse's plume down the back. It's a beautiful piece of work. Again, the armourer must have been a master. Beyond that, you don't know.
Can we tell whether it's of elven make or is it?
It's quite grey-style, so it would be. It might be elven maker, or might be a very talented human master. Because of the shape and size of it, it would suit a human woman or a male or female elf best.
Okay.
Who in the party really needs buffing most?
That's for the party to decide.
I'm addressing the party.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't use a shield,
Mm-hmm.
You don't?
but I do have a high defense. Oh well, it's 14 currently.
What's got you laughing?
Sorry, we were laughing at Alexa in the background, reminding you to take your painkillers.
Painkillers, yes.
So-
Does it take my painkillers?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to understand the word more and keeps thinking I'm saying my. It's probably to do with my Durham accent.
Yeah, Scottish lift activated.
Yeah.
Scottish lift elevator.
the one we've got in the front room, that obviously that's Marie's workroom. Um, you can often hear them arguing through the floor, as it completely misunderstands what she's telling her to say to do.
Right.
So yes, sorry, Sean, you were saying about you've got quite a high defense and so on.
Yeah, I don't know if 1 point more of armor makes all that much difference to a rogue. Uh,
No, I see your point.
Certainly
Yeah.
not a human. It probably wouldn't make all of that much of a difference due to the fact that they could wear chainmail armor. Having the armor, what do you call it, talents.
Yes. Yeah,
Which
anybody
would give
who's got the armor talent.
3 points over leather anyway.
Mhm.
It's that sort of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know on that one. I think we can't make that decision without Nil being present.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll try that again with my teeth in. I'll allow you to make the decision about the elven armor in your um, Facebook chat. So I'll just have I already cut and pasted the elven armor over? Yes, I have.
The
So it's-
AR5 can be modded to
yeah.
anything and has no armor penalty for dex and movement
right.
for taker.
So the puzzle at the moment is the helmet.
I think we should get that assessed
Okay.
rather
Yeah.
than put it on the head because it might not be a good thing.
Yeah.
Did you say
Take
before
it from
somebody?
someone.
Go on.
Yeah. I said take it from someone who just stuck their face in a font and had a vision of a demon lord. Don't go putting anything on your head in here without checking what it is first.
Okay, that's fair enough. I can understand your thinking.
The font that we found and looks kind of shifty.
So the two potions you quickly recognise as healing potions. So I'll
Lovely.
just copy and paste that over to you, and I think was that everything. Oh right, sorry, no, the pouch.
Pouch. What's in the pouch?
Right,
Gems.
in the pouch is a gold ring and a gold cloak pin.
Ooh.
If anybody would like to, they can attempt to figure out the value of those.
We'll give it a go. What's the?
I think it's intelligence that comes under, and evaluation.
I'd like to look at them to see
Sorry, say that again, Glenn.
if they're magical.
Those two don't appear to be. The things in the in the leather pouch are just sort of cash value treasure. They're not magical. Okay, Alderan, as with the eye of an expert jeweler, even though he isn't one, recognizes that the gold ring is worth 50 silver and the gold cloak pin is worth 25 silver.
There you go.
So I will just cut and paste that.
Yeah, we could take the wine back to Fallon's and sell it on the cheap.
Yeah. Honestly,
pay
you'll
you.
be pushed to find anybody. Yeah, you'd have to pay them.
No, we just wait till they get drunk and they've lost the sense of taste.
Yeah,
We just water down the actual wine with the bad wine.
with that one. Yeah. Well, on that note, thank you very much for coming this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed the game. I know that was a very, very tense one for you. Hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Shame Nell couldn't have joined us for this, but never mind. Let us know in the chat what you want to do about that piece of armor. Also, there's nothing else happens between here and Fannon's, so you will be able to get somebody to identify the helmet for you by the time you get back. So we'll discuss that in the. In fact, I'll just I take it you're going to pay somebody to identify the helmet for you, are you?
Oh, we're actually going to say, okay, Huel, we've taken care of the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Hugh's over the moon that you've taken care of the problem. He's really thankful to you for everything that you've done. He says any time you're in the area, you know, dinner's on him. And
I would like to pet the dog.
And you can pet the dog, who's very, very pleased to see you. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming. Hope you've enjoyed it. Next week we'll be doing the Goblin Carnival adventure, and you will be able to select which of your characters go to the carnival, because everybody will have returned to Fannon's by then. So a couple of things we'll sort out in chat between then and now. But
I need to level up as well.
yes,
too.
we'll sort out your leveling up as well. So I'm just going to close. So those of you who are watching at home, thank you very much. We'll see you next week for the Goblin Carnival adventure, which comes next.